Welcome. Hey, everybody.
Hello. Good
Hey,
evening.
Hey,
welcome to Midnight. How is everybody?
Oh, just killing it.
I like your costume, Joe Bob.
Well, thank you, thank you. I was inspired by Who Done Knit, and I am Miss Marple in Who Done Knit. I'm one of many. So
That's
got
true.
my old lady hat on and my little beaded shawlette, my wiggity woo, Miss Marple curls. Though I don't know if I quite got it. But I know who done knit. I know.
Do you?
Yep, I know. I've worked it out. And I'm not telling anyone because I want to win all the things.
Well, make sure you send in your guess to Amy.
Yes, after we have our weekly chat. And hello everybody, and thank you for joining us. This is the Knit Night podcast on a different night with our lovely friend Tara from Yarn Chicken and Shit.
hi.
Hey,
Hey. Good to see you. Even better to be able to hear you.
well,
And
nobody's
we've
below
got
you,
Liz.
Joe.
And we've got Therese. Nobody's below me yet. If you want to join us, just message Liz and jump in. I decided that I know who done it. It's week 3, chapter 3 of Two Sisters in Yarns Who Done It, Mal. And I'm in it. I think I'm in it. I think that's me. I think I'm one of the characters. And I did not get murdered first. I'm so excited. I thought I was a fair ringer. I thought I was dead set, ready to die first. But I'm still here.
Here you are.
I'm still here. Can't believe it. I know. And I'm still here.
Somebody might have suggested to Amy that you should be a character.
How funny. I'm all for it. I'll be a character. I've got sharp, pointy needles and a bad attitude. I could murder somebody if I was pushed the wrong way. But I couldn't believe it. Like, the girls haven't even, and guys, haven't even got their needles out yet. And somebody's already dead. I'm pretty impressed.
It's brutal down there.
It's brutal. And I think they all just sort of started their dinner. Oh, here comes the rain here too. It's going to rain on us in here in a minute.
Oh, no.
Mm-mm. I'm enjoying my lunch. Do you put your cheese on top of your salami or the other way around when you're eating crackers?
I don't know.
Whatever goes.
It's a thing.
I would put cheese on top. Cheese and salami and cracker.
Right, because you don't want
Yeah.
to put your fingers on the slimy salami, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we know there's
a
an
bite
echo.
to it. Well, I've got a rainstorm coming through. I might have to close my natural air conditioning in a minute and close the
Oh,
window.
no.
I'm having my lunch. I thought if I come today and have a lunch, that'll give you all your chance to talk instead of me talking over people.
But it's all good. You can hear us now, Joe.
For the moment. For the
Well,
moment.
Morgan should be here later.
Fantastic. So do you want to, I got a surprise this week. You want to see it?
Sure.
Yes.
It's all Therese's fault. It's all your fault, Therese.
Sure. Oh.
Ooh.
Look what she's
Yeah.
doing.
Oh. what I've got. A cuff, a long leg, and I'm almost to where I want to do my heel, Therese. This is Sweet Mountain Crafts. Beautiful color that Carissa did for me, called Vibrant Iris. Just for me, because I photographed. Remember when she had her photograph competition? I photographed some irises in the garden, in the community gardens in my town. Excuse me while I drop my tags. So, from one of the photographs, Carissa did Vibrant Iris. There you go. Look, Amy. It's, so beautiful. So slope sock, which is only 370 yards to 100 grams. And the reason is because it is really plump and delicious. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Look at that stretch for my big fat calves. So I did just a 1x1 cuff.
Nice.
With the German long tail cast on, because that's the only one I can remember how to do now. And then I did super long, and I started some decreases, which you can see there on that side. Actually, they're the slip one, knit one, slip one. I should have done what I did on the other side, which was just two together. You can't even see them. And I'm not quite there. I'd like to do another, I don't know, in your measurement, maybe half an inch. And then I'm going to start the heels. So that's all your fault that I started that, because, I was thinking how many times I beg other people to make me socks. And I went through my sock tub and found these really old vintage daggy socks from like the 70s. These are men's walking socks. And they've got stains on them, and they're truly horrible, but they're really super soft and really long, and I like to wear them to bed in winter. So I'm just going from that. I just sort of folded over that brim, only because I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn to do a folded brim on the top of these. So I just went with a straight one. And look, I just sort of guessed. Yeah, I just went with this. So as you can see, I'm almost up to doing the heel. Not quite there yet, almost. So I'm just copying this poor old sock, this poor old Hole Proofs men's walking sock that I've had forever, and could probably go in the bin if I could replace it with something prettier like this. Sweet Mountain Crafts. It's really plumpy.
It's pretty.
Who else did you just knit some socks out of this, Tara, out of this base? Look at the colours, Amy. Yes. Look at the colours. You did for your husband.
Am I the one with the echo? This time?
I think it's everybody but Joe now.
Of course.
Right.
Okay, but yes, I did knit my husband some socks with that base.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back in. This is annoying for me.
Okay. So that's your fault, Therese. I did this one, and just so I don't, because I've got heaps of knitted tubes that I've never bothered to put the heels in yet, or the toes, or the cuffs. I've got like 5 or 6 tubes sitting in a bag somewhere. So what I did to make sure that I don't get second sock syndrome was I started the second one. I just don't even know. I'm just experimenting and hoping, and on DPNs, guys, because I'm old school Miss Marple like that. But I just thought I'll start that one, so I really have no excuse. It's cast on, the cuff's done, and I've already started on the body of it. So that's your fault. And I don't know if I'll have enough yarn. Let me show you. Like, I'm almost to the heel, and I figured, well, if I don't make it, do you think I'll have enough?
Do a different color.
Oh, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. I don't want knots, and I don't splice. I don't sit on my knitting. So I'm going to keep going because I'm fairly risky like that. But I think I may have enough to do the heel and the foot. If not, I will frog it back.
Well,
and make it a calf length sock instead of a knee high sock. I think
Let
that
me
should
go
be enough.
out.
I'm
Let me
pretty.
go out.
Oh, I feel like I've got about a third of the ball left easy after doing all this. That's a long. That's over a foot of knitting. Yeah.
You could
So
weigh
I
it,
feel
Joe.
like I could weigh it. I did think about that last night. I could buy my digital scales and weigh it. But it still wouldn't mean anything to me really, except to sort of guess how much is left of the ball. Yeah, but I've got 2 balls of it, 2 skeins of it that I balled up. So all I need to do is get a heel and a foot out of this now. I think I could get there. I mean, if I do have to play yarn chicken, like serious yarn chicken, I'd probably just do the toes in a different colour. But I think I'm good. Like, I was never going to knit myself socks. I was just always begging for someone else to knit them, and then I thought, bugger it, do it yourself. If you want the job done, do it properly, do it yourself. So here I am.
Well, it's not as if you don't have sock yarn.
I have so much. Well, that's the thing. When I started that, then I was thinking, oh, well, I've got other pairs that I also bought from Carista, because this sock is really nice and plumpy. So if this works, I've got no excuse. I could do other knee highs with her plumpy stuff. And then I've got other stuff, German stuff that's a bit thinner, crazy Zauber balls and fiber lily sock yarn. I've got a whole tub of that. And a lot of it I just bought singles. So singles, thinking I would mix and match them to do shawls that I haven't done yet. So who knows? But that's Teresa's fault. I'm blaming Therese that instead of knitting on my vest, I decided to make almost 1.5 pairs of socks. Oh,
very nice.
Raining here now, guys. So you guys got that horrible bit of crappy, shitty snow there, and I'm really happy about that. But now it's raining here.
Yeah, it's really cold outside. Although it was warmer today than it had been.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow it's going to be so warm that the snow will start to melt.
And I missed all of that. Sorry. Sound was gone.
We miss you too, Tabitha.
Hey, Tabs. Tabs, I didn't get killed. I'm still part of the game.
Yet.
I for sure thought Ames was going to kill me first because I talk too much.
Who knows?
I've done the second. See, Therese, if I hadn't done those socks, I could have done 3 rounds of the pattern. But I've done 2.
Yeah, you could.
I'll hold it back here. I've done 2. It's growing. Look, that's only with the second.
That's so pretty.
The first, the first repeat, the second repeat. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there. So that's growing.
Definitely.
Yeah, I could have done another repeat if I hadn't have been so intent on trying to make myself socks. Gosh, this stuff is toothy. It's like really sticky. It's amazing. You could cut this up with your scissors and dance on it and it's not going to fall apart. Can't wait to steak it. Amazing.
Well, you'll have to speak first and then Teresa and I'll watch.
Yeah, I'll chop into it. I was even thinking today, if it really is too big for me to wear, I could always cut out the neckline and turn it in the armholes into 2 handles, sew the bottom up as a base of a big knitting bag and felt it down. I think that would be pretty cool too. I've got all sorts of ideas for failure, but if it actually fits, then I'll have to wear it.
Plan for failure.
Yeah,
well, I love your color. So it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Joe, can you pop out and pop back in?
Who, me? You want me to go kill somebody and come back? Yeah. Okay.
Well, don't say you're going to kill somebody on the camera.
Right, you can't.
She should know better than that. You never admit to it ahead of time. How much true crime has she watched? Seriously. But if anybody didn't catch that, our clue for this week is Miss Marple. So if that helps you decide who's done it, then go for it. Hi, hi, hi. So, Therese, what are you working on?
I am working on the Pines and Needles shawl still. I'm so dumb. My pattern is on my iPad. And because my print, I'm going to talk about the printer. So when I use my iPad to watch sports and such, I can't use it. So, now that'll, thanks, Amy. Yes, that will stop now. So I am on is 16. The first part has 16 repeats and there's 16 row repeats. So I'm on like 12. So
Oh, wow.
Here's this.
That's so pretty.
It's,
That's so pretty.
You can see it up close. It's very fun. I haven't screwed it up yet. We've had mild screw ups, but they've been easy to fix. And it just counts, I do 5 instead of 6 or 6 instead of 5, so I got to tink back. So it's easy. It's fun though.
Stash thing because it's what, 2 skeins?
2 skeins. That's it. So I can't wait to get it done, but it's fun to do in the meantime.
Cool.
And then I work on just various and sundry stuff when I can't, because I have to look at that when I do it. I can't.
Right.
I can't do it now. Welcome back, Miss Marple.
Did you off anybody while you were gone?
Oh,
I thought about it. But I know who done it already. I can't wait till the next chapter to prove me wrong, but I know who done it. I'm onto it.
Cool. I know who
Mm.
done it too, but I also was one of the beta readers.
I know.
So
I wasn't. But how
but isn't
funny.
it more fun this way?
One of the clues last week was roll tide, right? And I said
Yes.
that's like me rolling around in the waves at the beach. And then I watched another podcast. Premeditation. I watched another podcast and their clue was shrimp. And I'm like, see, it's like the Italian mob in the ocean, the shrimp are eating you.
Yeah, you got it, Joe.
The Louisiana. Sorry?
Yep, it was the Italian mob. You guessed it.
I didn't know they were in Norway.
Louisiana mafiosa. It's got to be a thing.
It does now.
They left Jersey and they went down there.
Yep. So I thought that was a great clue. I'm confused which ones are the real clues and which ones are the red herrings at the moment. But I know who done it.
You.
Can't tell me.
I can't tell you which are the real clues and
guessing.
which are the non-clues. Because quite frankly, they all could apply in certain instances. So,
I'm going to take
Tara,
this
what are you working on?
I'm sweating. Yeah, Tara, what are you working on?
Hush.
I'm working on a murder knit shawl.
Yay! I love that color. That's so pretty.
From Tina.
We miss Tina too.
Oh, Tina.
Yeah.
She's doing well.
I hope she gets to the dye pots again.
Me too.
I have one of hers that I started, I think a cowl in, and then I put it down, and then I forgot where I was. So I'm just going to frog it and start something else.
I do that with patterns. Or I write notes on, and I put them where I think I'll remember, and then I don't remember, and they get moved and they're gone. So
I put it on a sticky note. I lose the sticky note.
I do have a finished object though.
Oh,
So
let's see.
Oh, that's good.
my
Nice.
ropes and twines, and then got the I-cords. If you're gonna make it, get an I-cord winder, because seriously, to knit all these by hand, no.
No.
No, I got that little tulip I-cord winder, and it took me about an hour or less to make all 4 of the I-cords. And then you have to weave them in like you're weaving your shoelaces.
Oh,
And my daughter came up with the brilliant idea that you should put snaps on them so that you could change out the different colors. You should make a whole bunch of different colors I-cords, and then you could just change the colors of them when you wanted to. And I'm like, that sounds good, but no.
it sounds very 80s.
Yeah, it
Well,
does.
she could always do it.
Oh, no, she is. I'm working on one for her. I'm working on one for her, and the body of the sweater's done. I just need to do the I-cords, and she's actually making the I-cords for hers. So, and she was happy to do it. So, and then I started a new one. This is a Chicken Lady's Bouncing Pickles colorway, which, you know, if it doesn't bounce, it's not technically a pickle in Connecticut. That's the law.
That is so funny.
So
That's pretty.
it's going to be a new design. And then it's got flowers on the back too, on the back of the neck. So yeah. And it's an Aran weight, which goes really, really fast. That's my new favorite weight to knit in. I don't wear as much because it's not cold enough here too much, but it's really fun to knit with because it goes super fast.
Well, you could send it to me. It's 8 degrees here.
Or you could test knit it for me because you have Aran weight yarn. You just showed me. So. And then Morgan will be here soon, and I'm sure she can talk about her new pet.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, does it have 8 legs?
yeah.
Oh,
It's something.
Yeah.
It is something. Oh,
It's something. It's something that I find on the bottom of my flip flop.
yeah.
Can I say that
Me
I just
too.
thought it was, if you watched the Knitting Wars and Anne talked about her Sharpie thing, the looks on their
Yeah.
faces were way worse than when she talked about eating horses on ours. And that just shows yarn people's priorities. Just the look
How
on all
funny.
their faces when she showed what she was hilarious.
That was so good.
Sharpie on yarn. I just can't.
I know.
So,
I just
I forgot
I would
to
just use
say
black.
last week on DK's recommendation, I went and saw Wonka.
And
And it was amazing. I mean, I was so excited because in one of the scenes, in the crowd scenes, there was a little red and white papillon, which some people know and a lot of you don't know. I used to breed felines or felines and papillons. So that was really exciting. And I've got a little red and white girl at home that I bred about 5 years ago. So that was cute. So we were like, oh, there's Papillon. Papillon was really beautiful. And all the way through the movie, I'm watching for who's got hand knits on. DK never told me. All of these main characters in the movie, all of them, including the laundry lady who had 2 different hand knits on, they all had beautiful hand knits. Wonka had a hand knitted vest, which I spied straight away under his beautiful coat. And so
Oh, nice.
throughout the whole movie, I spent the whole movie just watching and looking for the hand knits in the costume design. It was wonderful.
oh, that's
All
cool.
of the main characters had something hand knitted, and I was just like, wow, I wish I
That's
could work on a
cool.
movie like that. It was super cool. Super cool. Hand knitted cardigans.
That's
vests.
such a
Maybe with all
distraction
these
for me.
maybe with all these requirements for the awards now that they have, they should have the requirement with so many hand knit items should be required on every movie set.
I had a look later online for the costume designer, and I think it might be okay. I could be completely wrong, but in my brain, I think I remember a Linda Hemming. And then I looked through all of her staff, and there was a whole page of costume, textile artists, costume designers, sewists. It's a whole department. It's a huge department of people. So they did an amazing job. I mean, the coat and the velvet coat that he's wearing was hand dyed to get that particular color.
Wow.
You know, all the fabrics were very well chosen. So I loved the movie. It was great. And I really, really liked who is it? Timothy Chalamet as Wonka.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
thought he was incredible. He was really good, and I imagined, you know, a young Wonka looking like he did and singing and dancing. But I just fell in love with all the costumes. That's all I could look at for the whole movie. So I'd like to watch it again. I just thought the costume design was so wonderful, fantastic. The set designs were really good, really very clever. So it's a good movie if you're looking for a movie to watch, a family movie to watch. It was really
It can make
good.
or break a movie. Bad costumes can make or break a movie.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
just being an obsessive knitter, I just every time a new scene was set up with a main character, I'm looking at their knits. It
She's like,
was
wait, stop
lovely.
the camera. I have to check this out.
Yeah, I want to hit pause and check it out.
I do that.
So,
I do that on TV shows. I was watching.
do?
What was I watching? I was watching Virgin River, and the one character, she had on this sweater. She comes out and she's got this sweater on, and I paused it and I went up and I took a bunch of pictures of it. So I'm like, I need to find a pattern for this.
Yeah.
I do it on Outlander too.
Yeah, I've got the Outlander book at home. I should knit something from it. I've not done anything from it yet, but I did purchase it. Oh, and I watched another movie, and I'm not even going to score it. Remember that our friend Neil James mentioned a movie, said it was a bit explicit and a bit, you know, but watch it. Well, I watched it, and all the way through, I was just thinking, okay, it was a very clever movie and a bit of a psycho movie, but it was pretty explicit, and yeah, you don't want to watch it with anybody else in the room, just because it's very awkward.
What movie?
I think he said it. Is it called Saltburn or
Saltburn? Okay, yeah, Saltburn.
something like that?
Heard
He
of-
said. Yeah, so I took his recommendation and watched it, and I kind of wish I didn't, except for it was a bit of a psychological thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sort of messes with your head and your ethics, really, and your morals. So it messed with mine anyway. So it's not one I recommend at all, no. But I watched that. I'd rather watch Wonka any day. Something that's light. And I watched Role Play last night. That was a little bit funny and a little bit corny. And I watched that last night. So that was fun.
I saw
watched
the
it, Go ahead.
I saw Godzilla -1 made 100 million at the box office. So that's really
Oh,
exciting.
wow.
It is actually that movie. I don't know if they're hand knits, but there are some knitted pieces that I kept looking at. And I mean, they're like very simple, basic pieces, but
Oh, okay.
I kept
I think
looking at them.
Iron Claw is coming out in the cinemas tomorrow.
Oh
It's
yeah,
supposed to
that's
be really good.
That's the wrestling one, right? With Zac Efron
Yeah.
about the wrestling
About the
family.
wrestling family from
Yeah,
Texas.
the boys. Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe I'm thinking of going to see that, but that only opens tomorrow.
I watched that Society of the Snow. It's on
Oh,
Netflix?
I saw the trailer.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that the plane crash?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I want to watch that one.
It's good.
It is. I might watch that tonight. Okay.
I mean, it's a grim
Gory?
subject, you know. No, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
gory, but it's a grim
It's not gory.
subject. But it's also humanity, and
True.
you know,
Yeah, I mean,
So morals, ethics,
Yes.
survival again.
yeah,
Yeah. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
But it's good.
Okay, I might watch that tonight. Actually, I'll definitely watch that tonight then.
I've read interviews with the survivors over the years
Yeah.
and how they got to where they got to, and
Mhm.
you know, They said you can't judge unless you've been in that situation.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Course. I remember reading once an article about a young adult male who was hiking and slipped, and his arm got caught between a big boulder and a rock face, and he actually cut his own arm off to
they made a movie about that.
Yeah.
They made a movie
did
about
they?
that too with James Franco, 28 Hours or something, I think it was.
Wow, I didn't realize it was a movie. I'll have to see if I
Mhm.
can find it then. But
Yeah,
I
I
remember
think it was
reading the
James
article
Franco.
at the time in the papers, You do what you do to survive, right?
Yeah.
Or you just give up.
I hope people are making good choices right now, wherever they are, where the weather's so bad. People are being careful and making good choices because
Yeah.
Can you hear my rain on the roof of my mobile office?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Can't help it. Sorry.
I'm actually
okay.
more worried about how the roads are going to be the next couple of days because
as it
it's going to
melts
get warm enough to melt,
and then
Right.
freeze again.
and then it'll
Freeze at
turn
night.
into ice because it's just been snow this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like black ice. You'll
Yeah.
have black ice, right?
Black ice is
Yeah.
awful.
Right.
Although the road guys, they did good on at least on the main roads, of getting them cleared and all dried up. Our street is not all that great, but
So
it will certainly
The far-
turn into ice tomorrow night.
the further you are away from the center of town, the longer it takes for you to get handled.
Yeah. If we do it all.
Yes. When I lived in New Jersey, we lived about 7 miles from outside of town, so we were one of the last neighborhoods to get plowed. And part of our neighborhood was in one town, and part of it was in the next town. So sometimes streets didn't always get plowed because the drivers didn't know where their cutoffs were.
Our development's
So,
pretty good. Detroit was horrible. They did not plow at all. Not at all. In our neighborhood, it was, I don't know how many blocks it was, maybe, let's say 10 blocks by 20 blocks or something, 10 blocks by 10 blocks. It wasn't giant. And they would contract it out $8,000 to plow it each time. Like, that seems a bit excessive to me. So they would collect money from all the people. And then, so whenever they ran out, that was it. No more plowing.
that's insane.
Yeah.
We don't get snow here, of course, but
Right.
we do get the flooding, the flash floods. And we get, because there's so much oil on the roads constantly, when it does rain, it's slick. It's like black ice. And people here who come here who aren't used to it, it's like driving on the snow for them. And they slide all over the place.
My husband and I have talked about getting one of those things you attach to the front of your truck to basically turn your truck into a snowplow.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people used to do them when I lived in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe, how are all your lambs? Are they all grown now?
Frankie is still hanging around in a large puppy pen in the paddock next to the house, but we've lost some lambs. We lost some sheep and lambs to wild dogs. Wild dogs are pretty prolific at the moment. So I've been up at 2 a.m. a couple of mornings with my house dogs going off their brain. But of course, the paddock's in the dark, pitch black, down the way, past the machinery shed where they are. So unfortunately, wild dogs are out at the moment chewing up sheep and killing sheep. There's nothing much we can do about it unless someone wants to sit up all night and shoot them. So, yeah, we
Sad.
lost a few. It's sad. And, you know, our dogs are great for barking and letting us know, but it's across the way, past the machinery shed into another paddock. It's a bit of a hike. You would have to, I think, sit down there and wait to catch them.
Hi.
So,
Hey.
but
Hey,
otherwise,
Morgan.
yeah, the sheep are doing well.
There she is.
Hello. I made it.
You made it.
Yay. Welcome.
Hey, Morgan.
Welcome.
Hi, Joe. I like your I like your hat and your hair.
Oh, hang on. Hang on, Morgan.
She's Miss Marple.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Miss
Morgan. I'm
Marple
not
in
dead
the
yet.
Ohio office.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I told them you might talk about your new pet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here we go.
You know,
So,
your Nope pet that Anne calls Nope.
Nope.
okay, let me
Nope.
see if I can get. Okay, so I've been trying to get a good picture of her, and
It's a
she's
female.
always like hiding. Here, I'll
Good.
show it to you like this, so you can kind of
How
see
do you-
her eyes.
How do you know it's a female?
So there are her little pinchers right there. Those two fuzzy things there.
Yeah.
Her eyes
Yeah.
are right there, and then her other
Ugh.
little legs are over there.
Little Frankenstein. What's
How
her
do you know
name?
she's a girl?
Yeah, how do you
So
know
it's
she's a girl?
jumping spiders. The females get all of like the brighter like colors. So yeah,
The opposite of birds.
Really?
yep.
They all look the
So what's her
same
name?
dead to me.
Oreo.
Oreo.
I named her Oreo.
Why?
She's like black and
Why did
white,
you name her
and
Oreo?
because she's like black and white, all over.
Oh. Okay.
I'd name her Splat.
How old is she?
Well, they only live like 2 years, and this one's pretty small. Like, she's only about the size. Did you just say good?
Not in my house, they would.
I'm coming to visit you in 2 years and 3 months' time, to be sure.
Yeah, she's just about the size of my pinky nail, so she's not full grown yet.
Only 2 years.
Well,
How do you know
like,
she's not going to escape?
Well, because she's well. So I just ordered a little enclosure that says it's coming by Thursday, but right now she's still just in the little deli cup I brought her home in.
An enclosure. So, has it got a bed in it and some air conditioning and an outdoor swing set?
I mean, I'm gonna go to the pet store tomorrow and pick up some substrate.
You gonna buy us some toys?
I'm gonna get little like twigs and stuff like that.
Trampoline.
So climb and
Yeah, it's a jumping spider.
Yeah, so she can
yeah,
go.
She wants a trampoline. I want to see that mini tramp. My goodness,
right.
A spider for a pet. Are you out of your ever-loving mind?
I used to have tarantulas, Joe.
You what drugs are you on, Morgan? I need to know. Why is that?
It's all the test knitting Neil makes her do.
It makes you lose your marbles.
On that
Sorry,
note,
Neil, but I know you just pointed out a new one for her. So.
Oh.
Yep.
So.
Oh, this one, yes.
It's just going to live for 2 years. And are you going to tell me she could get lonely and you need to get her a friend and all that sort of stuff?
No, she'll be by herself.
Yeah, I read that you can't put them together. They're like beta fish.
You're not
they
breeding
fight.
them. No.
No. but yeah, I got I got my jumping spider from the same breeder that I got all of my tarantulas from. And so, and so he was like, all right, you know. So we had a nice
Why
chat
couldn't you
about,
just
you know.
a pet
Huh?
rock would have been cuter? Why didn't you just get a pet rock?
Because it's not as fun.
You could throw the rock around, catch it. You could hug a
Well, I
rock.
could
kiss a
hold,
rock.
I could hold, Oreo.
Really? You're gonna touch it?
Well, yeah.
Ugh.
I've got to like feed her, and stuff
Sorry.
like that too.
Exactly, Anne. Like this is, yeah.
Feed her what? Fleas? What are you gonna feed her? She jumps.
Little fruit flies.
Fruit flies. You're gonna have a moldy old mango in your house, so you can have fruit, or apricots, so you can have fruit flies.
I think they buy
You're
them
gonna
No.
freeze
breed
dried.
fruit flies. God, let me
No, I'm
send
gonna
you
go to the
something.
pet
You're not
store.
going to buy fruit flies.
No,
I think
they're the flightless ones. They don't like they're like the little flightless fruit flies.
See, Morgan is going to buy fruit flies. Gosh,
So you get
I
them
should start
freeze dried or
breeding them.
something?
Crickets and little pinhead crickets.
For fruit sit.
What is that?
Fruit flies. Every
Little fly.
Christmas
She's
time of year
tiny.
when
She
the
can't.
apricots fall off the tree. Oh my gosh, fruit flies. The bane of any farmer's existence. And you're going to keep them, buy them, feed them
Well, I
to that
gotta
thing.
feed her.
What's her name? Does she have a name?
I
Oreo.
told you, Oreo.
Oh, Oreo. Sorry, that ridiculous name. Gosh, it's like Anne naming a
Hey,
shawl.
Joe, the whole thing is
Oreo
your
because she's black and white. Oreo sounds like something you want to eat, like pull apart the outside and lick the cream out of the middle. Not a spider. Oreo.
named her Charlotte.
I could have done
Yeah.
that
Meet
too.
my little baby Oreo. Okay. I hope she doesn't live to be 2 years old. I'm sorry, but I'd rather come to the funeral.
I'm
Glad
sorry.
Anne
This
is
is for you.
as old as I am.
I don't like
I really
who
hope
comes
that
up with
thing
these
doesn't.
industries.
Unemployed.
Yeah.
Someone is breeding broken fruit flies for your lazy spider. It's got to be a jumping spider and unemployed.
Yep.
Oh, we love you,
What
Anne.
use? What
Oh
use
God.
is this spider? Okay. You're enabling these breeders by purchasing this thing. It's not even going to live for 2 years.
Yeah,
Hopefully 2 weeks at most.
if people stop buying
2
the
minutes.
bugs, then the bugs would just
2
die.
minutes.
No,
Like
I'm
they
just
wouldn't
looking at my
bred.
fruit fly.
Like a
Well, no, so,
Tamagotchi would have made more fun. A Tamagotchi you can feed.
Oh,
Have you heard of a
Can't
Can't
Just
Tamagotchi,
find
Morgan?
those anymore. Can't find those anymore, Joe.
Oh, I'll go to Spencer's. They got them, I'm sure.
do they still have Spencer's
Say, I'm
anymore?
sure they got them on eBay.
Yeah, they still have Spencer's, but
Everybody
I don't
send Morgan a
go in there anymore.
Tamagotchi, please.
Oh, Tamagotchi was the
Fill
only
her
thing my
house up
youngest
with
sister could manage.
Tamagotchis.
Like
Wow.
the
She
pet
was
rock
not responsible.
idea.
And pet rocks
Oh, so
in the mail.
so get this. So I'm at work and I'm telling another lady that I work with that I'm going to be getting this, jumping spider, and she looks up a picture of them and she goes, "Oh," and she goes, "Their eyes kind of remind me of like what are those bat things called?" And she goes, she starts to say,
Bat?
"They're called like sugar babies, right?"
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at her and I'm like, do you mean sugar gliders maybe? And
Yes.
she goes, yes,
Sugar
yes,
candy.
sugar gliders. And I'm
That
like,
spider
oh God.
is a sugar
No.
baby. Doesn't do anything.
Eyes, just how like like beady, the eyes are. She's like, they remind me of the sugar gliders. I'm like, yeah, well, the other thing you said is something completely different.
That's terrible. Where did your parents go wrong, Morgan? I need to know.
Well,
Joe,
Where
Well,
did your
maybe
mean.
maybe it, maybe it's the cold weather that's gone to my head. It's
Hey,
the negatives
Oh.
here.
That spider
that's
is
gonna
not going to keep
freeze
you
to
warm
death.
at night.
It's going to freeze to death. It's going to jump
Oh,
up,
it's nice and
catch
warm
a
here
cold
in the house.
draft,
At the house.
and freeze to death.
we could hope.
Does it make a web?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's got a
It does?
little web. Yeah, she's got a little web kind of cocoon like up in the corner of her enclosure right now, or her little cup
What a
right
pig.
Wow. Wow.
Joe,
You going to
Joe,
knit her anything? You going to knit her something nice?
now. Maybe I'll make like a little
Little
like
hammock.
cocoon thing I can put like so she can go and hide in there.
Joe,
Yeah,
she
you'll
weaves
never
webs.
do
She weaves webs, so she does fiber arts.
Wow.
There you go.
Have you got a tattoo of a jumping spider yet?
One day maybe I will, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I've got, a snake, maybe I'll add, a tarantula on there or something. And a jumping spider.
I can't believe it. And you're not even an only child. Like, there's no excuse for this, Morgan.
Now we get to the psychological portion of our podcast. Joe tries to analyze Morgan.
I don't know, Morgan.
I mean, my 13-year-old has been begging for a snake or a lizard as a pet since
My kids
he
both want lizards.
could ask for one.
A
Since he
ball
knew the
python.
words,
It's a great snake to have as a pet.
There's no great
Oh, we've looked at it all. My husband will
No.
not allow
No.
a snake
No,
in the
no,
house.
No.
He's kind
No.
of superstitious about that.
Good.
My
Your
niece
kids
had
just
a
want to
corn
torture
snake.
you, Tara. I mean, I like rubber snakes in places where people don't expect to see them. I love that. I love watching people shit
Oh, my
their
kids thought it was
pants.
funny when they did that to me with a cockroach. I wanted to kill them.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's funny, but not something that jump. It just jump. Oreo,
But it doesn't.
jump.
It doesn't jump like that much. You act like it just like hops around like this constantly. It doesn't.
Yeah, like a grasshopper.
No. It's
How
not
far
like a
can they jump?
grasshopper.
You'll be looking at her going, oh, you're so sweet. Next thing she's jumped up in between your eyeballs.
Give me a kiss. Mwah.
Mwah. Ugh.
Oh, God.
You might be talking to her and she accidentally jumps in your mouth.
I'm gonna do that. That's not
She
gonna
might.
happen. It
Okay,
won't happen.
She
I
might
think
go,
we've got.
hey, I want pizza.
All right, that's enough.
I think we've gone out on a tangent here. Morgan's never going to share anything with us
Poor
again.
Morgan.
Morgan, what are you knitting on? What was that beautiful test knit that I saw?
For Neil.
Yeah,
Yes, let's get
Hold
back
on,
on track.
wait.
let's get back to knitting.
Put these
Please.
on so I don't lose stitches and then become very sad.
Okay.
Don't be
Hold
sad.
on, let me
That
just
would be
find
sad,
what-
especially with color work.
Yeah, and I'm
I
on the
love the
last row of
dye.
this chart. So
Okay, guys. Dice or die? I like dice. I like the dice.
Mhm.
so
What the heck are all these
Ow.
other things supposed to be?
So these are supposed
Yeah.
to be like the pawns,
Right.
and then these are the weapons in the game of Clue.
Oh, yeah, I can see the weapons.
Okay.
So yeah, a pipe, a wrench, what's
Yep.
this? Like a dagger.
Gotcha.
Yep. A revolver.
Gee. Your stitches are nearly perfect, like Pink's.
Are they? I don't know
Yeah, they're
about
really
that.
good. You've done a good job.
I need to block it out.
It's amazing looking.
How many more
How much more?
sections have you got? I love that
I've just
green.
got one more of the yellow here, and then this section, and then I'm done.
What?
So
Yeah,
I'm
what's the
nearly
yellow?
there.
That's awful. What's that awful yellow supposed to be?
It's just a little like break, just a little.
Oh, okay.
Amy's
Yeah.
gonna wish she
Markle
had
is
killed you
mean.
off, Joe.
Sorry.
Miss
I don't like
Miss Markle's mean tonight. She's just,
Hang on.
So
I'm going to
yes.
eat my creme brulee because I know that no one's going to murder me this week. And they were serving creme brulee, I think. Hang
Morgan's
on.
gonna
I've got
come
all my
for you.
snacks.
Morgan's gonna be
It's gonna be
texting
Joe
Amy.
Bob.
Can you please change the story?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Oreo, and then
A spider in a
Oreo
murder
in
mystery.
the mobile office with her mouth.
Oh my gosh. Do any
You
of you
know-
do this? I know it's disgusting. Does anybody lick the lid when there's something good left on the lid
Yeah.
Yep.
like that?
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh my God, that's
it's
the
not
best bit.
disgusting. It's normal.
Yeah.
Why would you waste
Learn
Bad
to do that with
Hey,
pudding
why
cups
would
as
you-
a child.
bad manners? Creme brulee,
When we used to
anybody?
Yes, please.
Yum, please.
Will you still
Yummy.
share with me, Joe, even though I have such an awful pet?
Well,
I'll
to
give
be
you the one
fair,
with the burnt sugar on top. I'm
to be
not
fair,
sitting next
Morgan.
to you. I'm not coming anywhere near you for the next 2 years and 3 months. To be sure.
To be fair, Morgan, most of the animals in her country want to kill you anyway. So
Well, I mean, yeah. This is true.
They jump out of the
Yeah,
trees.
but I'm not
at
bringing them in home and building them enclosures.
I saw a
Yeah,
thing
see-
I wanted to tell Amy. You know how people torment cats with lasers?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Oh, yeah.
was messing with an alligator in a swamp with the laser light. And it was chasing the laser.
I saw that.
Oh, God.
What else you
Yeah,
need,
that
Morgan?
kind of seems like a fuck around and
What
find out
else?
type of situation.
Yeah, but you know what? Darwin
else?
knew what he was talking about. Survival of the fittest, and some people just lose at that. Like I saw a thing. I used to watch a show that was about snake bites, like Snake Bite 911 or something, and they said most men who get bit by snakes are on the hand or on the face.
Yep.
Whereas women and children,
Yep.
it's usually on their legs because women and children will get bit walking, whereas men will reach for and try to grab them.
Right.
Because that
Yeah.
Yeah,
pick 'em
you'll
up.
hear guys go, "Hey guys, watch this."
I thought it was dead.
Famous last words. Hey, watch this.
Yeah. It's never women.
Well,
The only thing
Yeah,
a
Joe-
snake's going to bite that's near me is my shovel.
Well,
What else you need, no,
You
Morgan?
gotta-
You're always doing lots of knits. You've got to have.
Um,
sorry for the noise, Morgan. It's the rain here at my
Oh.
mobile office. It's raining, so I apologise.
got-
okay.
she has to
That's
finish
okay.
whatever she's working on so she can start a new test knit for Neil.
Well, and I also signed up for a test knit by her Instagram name is Travel Lori.
Oh yeah,
So she
Oh,
she
yeah, I
sent
know.
me a test too. So after I'm done with this, I'm gonna start the one that Lori sent me, and then I'll do the one that Neil just sent me. Today. So
that one
that
is
one's
sent
been
you
due for a
today.
while.
God, he's a
Huh?
bugger. He's such a
No, it's
bugger.
all
He's
right.
got this whole harem of test
well,
knits.
Oh,
for
I know
one
which
of
one you're
the-
talking about. I'm kind of excited for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, what is this song?
I have an
just
idea
watched,
for that episode.
sorry.
That I have an idea for that issue, but I don't have the color work design skills. I want to talk to Anne and see if she'll design it and submit it for the bare arms one. So
I
I'll
was
have to
just
talk to her about
watching
it.
I was watching the Politically Incorrect Knitters podcast tonight before we came on to have a chat, and now I've got this stupid song in my head the whole time about Buffalo Girls go around the outside, round the outside. You know that song? I cannot get it out of my head.
I know the trailer park
No, I'm
girls
gonna
go
have it
around
in
the
my
outside.
You're right,
Yeah.
Howard
Around the
Angel.
outside.
Women learn
Yeah, I think
better
that's why my
early
husband is
on.
superstitious about snakes.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I
They
fear the
make great
snake. I don't like the
pets.
snake. Morgan thinks they've got personalities and they're cute and cuddly.
I used to
I
let
think
one
they
of
should
them
be
just like.
shoes.
Well, I used to let one of them. I had 2 adults and a baby, and I used to let one of them just hang out, around my neck and just, you know.
My brother's friend growing up, when they were in high school, ran an exotic reptile business. He was like 16,
Ooh.
and he would import them from other countries and sell them.
Oh.
And he got certified. I don't know whatever certification you could get, but to handle them. And
That's cool.
he had his own python, Monty, who he would bring to the schools and then show to the kids to encourage them. But yeah, he would
That's
have all
so
these
cool.
deadly snakes out in his garage. And I went to school with his brother, who was terrified of snakes. So it was a really interesting family dynamic.
Yeah, we once had
I'll
a
tell you, Anne, I'll message you.
snake guy bring us snakes for my youngest child for one of his birthdays. We did that for his birthday
Oh,
party. He loved it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he knows that if he wants to have reptiles as a pet, he's going to have to move out. But then he says that he's never
Yep.
moving out.
Oh, well, there you go.
Off to military school, off to boarding school. Oh, sorry, this rain's coming down hard.
Yeah. No, both my kids want to have lizards like iguanas or bearded dragons or some kind of lizard for a
I
pet.
had a beardy. I love my little beardy. He's so cute. So I used to work for PetSmart, and any animal that had like a deformity or something wrong with it, we couldn't sell it. And so there was a bearded dragon that was in there, just a tiny little baby, and the problem was that he wasn't getting enough calcium and stuff like that, and vitamin D. And so his front part here was like bent inwards like this, because the
Oh,
calcium wasn't getting to his bones, and so they were becoming basically all deformed and everything, and so we couldn't sell them. And I felt really, really bad for him. By this point, I had 3 ball pythons already, and I kept looking at him. I kept feeling really, really sorry for him, and finally, I just was like, all right. I just decided I was taking him home, and so I bought him for
aw.
like a really steep discount and got an enclosure home. Joe was like, hell no. But yeah, I brought him home, and he was my little buddy. For
Oh.
he wouldn't eat his veggies though. It was kind of annoying because like when they're babies, their diet's supposed to be mostly bugs and stuff like that. But you're still supposed to feed them vegetables and other stuff like that. And then as adults, it's supposed to be like the opposite. But that little stinker wouldn't ever eat
Aw.
veggies very willingly for me. But
We never did the reptile. Well, no, that's a lie. My youngest daughter, she has a turtle, red-eared slider, that she got
okay,
when she was 8. And today's her birthday, and she's 36 and still has him.
Oh wow.
They
Wow.
didn't tell us that turtle will probably outlive her. So
Wow.
yeah.
There you
And
go,
the other thing,
Morgan.
she used to get
Oh,
hamsters. Oh, good.
I
There you
did
go.
too. I loved having hamsters, except every time I'd get one, again, like they don't live very long either, and so one would die, and I'd be so sad. And I'd be all.
What's the difference between a hamster and a guinea pig? Is there a
They're
Hamsters are
difference?
small,
Guinea pigs are bigger.
Yeah.
way bigger.
Oh,
Hamsters are
chunkier.
also solitary. Hamsters are also
little.
solitary.
Yeah, guinea
Guinea
pigs like
pigs-
couples.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're social.
She
You
used
can
to
eat
have.
them.
No,
I couldn't eat a guinea pig.
No, well, they eat them in like South America.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do.
Because they're a good source of protein and they're easy to raise, particularly if you're
what
poor.
country did gerbils come from then?
I can't
I have
with
no
you
idea.
people.
I actually
Between
don't know.
Anne and you, I just can't with you people anymore.
When I was in college, I worked for a department that they, like, their thing.
I know. I
This was like
saw
part
it.
of the
Someone like
nutrition or
Anthony
whatever.
Bourdain.
The
Anthony
agriculture
Bourdain went to
department,
Peru
they would
and ate guinea
go.
pigs. I saw
They
it.
would go to like they would have programs in like these poor countries, or they would teach them
They eat
things so
alpacas
that they
too.
can have better nutrition.
It's like chicken wings, Anne.
Yeah,
Where's
except
the-
they
like a
live in
chicken.
the mountains of Peru.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't have the landscape for cattle or
Yeah,
other things, so they do what they can.
yeah.
Well, it's like they have nutria down in the swamps in New Orleans,
Oh,
and
those
those are
things need to die.
those are
Hey, Joe Bob. Okay, so I looked up where gerbils, originate from.
I could say
okay,
something
hold
really
on.
rude, but I'm not gonna.
So they typically live in like deserts and semi-arid geographical regions.
Right.
Like a
But see, of course, it doesn't
prairie
really
dog.
specify. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. They're found in like North Africa, Central Asia. Trying to see where else. Let's see where else. Yeah, it says Africa, India, and Asia.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Gerbils.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
gerbils. I've heard stories about gerbils, but I wasn't sure what countries they were bred in.
They like to make babies.
They do.
My sister
Yeah.
had gerbils, and they had babies, and she would breed them. It was ridiculous. At that point, I had moved out, so didn't really have to deal.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do gerbils. We just did hamsters. And she
I had
had
a friend
those.
who had a pit.
Amanda had those plastic drawers, and she had them all stacked up like condos. So each hamster had its own condo,
Very cool.
kind of like the projects. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
It was like Dr. Doolittle, every damn animal we had, but not the bugs.
But she's so cute. She's got those beady eyes and the fuzzy little
Okay.
I'm just gonna say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Morgan. And no one else needs Joe and Teresa are not beholding any beauty in your spider.
Beady eyes are not cute. Beady eyes are not cute on a chicken. Beady eyes are not cute on a parrot. Beady eyes are not cute on a spider. Beady eyes
Yeah,
are awful.
beady eyes mean it wants to kill you. Like I look at my chickens,
Yes.
and they always have this look on their face like they want to kill me. And I think they
Yes.
would if they could.
But
Yes.
Oreo's got such a cute little face. She doesn't want to, kill anybody.
I'm never going to get close enough to see that cute little face. Never.
especially if it jumps.
Jump,
But-
jump.
But she'll be in the enclosure. She'll be in there.
Okay.
So be
Exactly
safe.
how far do they
How will
jump?
you
A
know
couple
if she's in
inches,
there?
or like seriously, how far do they jump?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Back to Google. Hold on.
You don't have to
I
Google. You don't know.
Where I got it.
Yeah, that's something you think you'd want to know.
Yeah,
Not
Open
me.
the lid of
Not
the
me.
enclosure to
I don't
feed it.
care.
should give you
It's
a
gonna
little
jump out.
pamphlet or something.
It's going to be like a flea. You're not going to be able to contain it. It's just going to jump out like a flea, and it's going to be everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's going to be there.
I'm just
No, she
wondering
crawls.
how you manage fruit flies.
Right.
So,
Like, are they
Mm.
freeze dried or are they live?
no, so they're live. So they're in like a container, and then you stick them in the fridge for a couple minutes to kind
On
of like slow
purpose?
them down.
Cool them
Well, just to
down.
slow them down a little bit, and then you just.
No, I try to
I
get
knew you were gonna
rid
say
of
I swear
that.
those
flies.
things would end up all over my kitchen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, there's
Springtime here? No.
No.
Walt?
Morgan is going to lovingly scoop them out of the container and go, here you go. Have some more Oreo. Be eating them and be a big, healthy, strong girl. Eat your fruit flies, Oreo. Just like that. She's just going to throw them into the enclosure. Hope that Oreo doesn't make a jump for it. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like there's going to be a little sliding compartment at the bottom of the enclosure, like in jail, where you can just put the plate in, slide it in, lock the door. What I imagine
gonna
from the
be no
movies,
door.
anyway.
there's
Amy,
gonna
It's
be
not
Amy,
going to be
if
like
you're
that.
watching,
No, she's going to lovingly give her a balanced diet. Here's some healthy fruit for you. Don't
Amy,
mind that
if
they're
you're
a
watching,
pest.
I think
You can have
next year the whodunit should be the murder method should be a spider bite.
my
Yeah, like we
go.
talk
okay.
about gumbo on Nitty Wars, and we talk about spiders or fruit flies. I'd rather talk about gumbo.
Indeed.
Okay, I
about
think
gumbo,
when I
yeah.
eventually make my own logo for for my channel,
fruit flies.
it's gonna be a spider.
Unsubscribe.
Dang.
We're back
You
to
didn't even
Monday,
say
87.
you didn't even
Oh,
say
okay.
that to Anne when the horse thing happened. Jeez, that's hardcore.
I know. What? Wow, I see how it is. I see how it is.
I can't agree with your choices, but I love you dearly. I just
I
can't
love
agree
you
with your choices.
We'll just pat you
Love
on the head over there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I have some very beautiful spiders who live outside.
That's where
Morgan,
they
Yeah.
Morgan has made sure that I'm never going to visit her for 2 years and 3 months. She's just made very sure of it. She's like, I don't want
But
Joe
then-
Bob
but
to
then I'll go
knock
out and
on
get
my
another one.
doorstep with a knitting bag.
Should
Fuck that.
we tell
I'll
her?
keep her
Should we tell her
spider.
that you'll probably have a new one by then? So
But she's got fruit
And
flies
it's not.
too. You don't want to be in her house.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're
I'm
in
not
a
bringing my
container. They're not
bananas
just
to you.
fly-
No bananas for Morgan. No,
They're in a
no
container. They're not
apricots.
just flying about everywhere. They're in a container.
You have no idea, girlfriend. Have you
Yeah,
ever lived
totally
with a
get
fruit
out.
tree in your backyard? Our
Yes.
apricot tree used to have branches that so heavily laden with fruit that they would almost touch the ground. And the fruit flies were disgusting in the summertime. They're
Ugh.
buzzing around into everything. They're in your hair. They're
No, I know.
everywhere.
I
They're
know,
horrible.
but when
Nobody
you
wants
buy
a
them,
fruit fly. There's no
But-
such thing as a good fruit fly.
That will
no, but I'm
escape.
saying no. But when you go to the pet store to buy them, they're in a container. They're in a
I cannot
container.
comprehend buying fruit flies. I will gather them
People
up
buy
and send
crickets.
them in the spring.
people
How
buy
do I-
dead mice.
I wish
People buy dead
No,
mice
I
to
could have
feed
been a
snakes. So
multi-millionaire by
That's
now.
what I used to do
I
for
could have got my
mine.
Hoover out. I could have just
You
got my
can buy
Hoover out the back
roaches
door
to feed to your.
and
Oh,
sucked
I
up
will.
fruit flies
Talk about
because it's
roaches
disgusting.
now.
She's not big enough yet, though, for roaches yet.
Tell you,
I need to
I'm
wait
going to
till she
start a
gets a bit
worm farm. Worms are the way of the future. You got to start a worm farm. At least worms don't bite you and like crawl all over you.
Jump.
No, they
Get
just
a
slither
worm.
on you. They get you. They
Get a
slither
worm.
on you and get you all gross.
I want worms. I want worms. I want to have a little sign. Joe Bob's got worms.
Worms at least don't bite
A
you.
label. Joe Bob's got worms. Worms don't bite you. You don't have to kiss a worm, but they'll get your fish. What's a spider going to get you except
I don't know that you
flea
want to
bites?
proclaim that you have worms because that can
Yeah.
mean a lot of different things.
Sponsored,
They have
sponsored
medicine
by
for that.
Combantrum.
Maybe it's different in Australia, Tara. We don't know.
I tell you, not enough people worm their children in this
Cultural thing.
country. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that. I think a lot of parents forget to worm their kids annually, especially when you're going to school with other little feral bogan children who don't wash their hands properly. I always wormed my kids. We were always wormed as kids. Oh my goodness. You know when you eat everything in the fridge and there's no food left and Dad comes in the kitchen and goes, "What's wrong with you? Have you got worms?" No, I just ate all your food. I was hungry.
Just give those kids some ivermectin and it'll be good.
Oh,
Yes.
we didn't know. Do you not have that Combantrum that you get in the little disgusting chocolate pieces?
I
Do you
never
not
had to
have that?
worm anybody, so I wouldn't know.
Have you never wormed your children?
Where my
No.
horses?
Worm your children! Oh my goodness!
Children don't.
You've never wormed your children.
No.
Where my horses? Where my cat?
I hope you eat a lot of coconut then. Coconut's good for natural worming.
Oh yeah, it is. And
Oh my
black
gosh.
walnut hull is an anti-parasitic. It's very good for that.
Is it?
It's taken a
I
very
don't think I'd want to
interesting
suck on a
turn.
black walnut hole, but I'll eat a bit of that
No, you can
horrible
get it as like
Combantrum
in a
fake
liquid
chocolate.
form.
Mhm.
I once used it
Oh.
because I went to Mexico and then came back and had issues.
Yeah.
I just treated
I'm
it
telling
myself,
you.
and it worked really well. Like I used garlic. Yeah,
Yep.
like you eat garlic to kind of
Garlic.
weaken
Get rid of
that
flames.
because garlic is deadly
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
to all bad things,
like
Mhm.
an antibiotic, like
Which is-
oregano.
and it's also very effective against vampires.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
And then you
Gotcha.
just take your black walnut hull and the liquid. You can get it at your nature
Yeah.
store or whatever.
Have a swig.
Yeah,
gonna
you
look
do
that
that
up.
for a week or 10 days or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
things work a lot better.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah. No, I'm telling you.
we
I've
should
worked
put-
in kindergarten. I've seen some kids that need some serious worming.
Well, do you worm adults in Australia too, or you just care about your
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah, no, of course. No, it's kids with their lovely unhealthy hygiene habits. You know, they pick their nose and eat it, scratch their ass, and then pick their nose and eat it, stuff like that when they're little. But no, of course, we have. I don't know what the equivalent would be in the US, but Combantrin comes in a little chocolate form or in tablets. Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's
No,
worth
it's just
it
go
once a year.
to the feed
An
store.
annual worming. This is a knitting podcast, by the way. This is really a knitting, making, crafting, textile podcast. It actually is. This is what happens
There's
when
the
friends
change
get
name.
together.
I'm sure Craftsnark's going to have a field day with this, but
Whatever.
Oh, go
Hey, at
for
least
it.
we're not talking about the other thing.
Oh,
True.
what they doesn't matter what we talk about, they're going to have views about it. So it doesn't matter. We're just girlfriends and male friends as well. We don't discriminate. We're diverse. We're just friends who like to get together and catch up on the week and
exactly.
find out how each other is going with their knitting projects and crocheting projects and all Neil's test knitting. That's all we're doing, just hanging out, shooting the shit,
Morgan, you should
eating
get a
some
special
food,
page and block
Yeah.
of your own.
yeah,
Your own
test
page and block.
I mean, I consider it kind of special the fact that I pretty much will like model this all this stuff. So I figure that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, how does Neil compensate you for all of this labor?
He says thanks.
Oh, so thanks. Yeah.
I will
That's all
say
I
he's
need.
I test crocheted that cowl and he's just so laid back about it. He's just like, okay, whatever, sending pictures. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm doing this right. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, he's
How old you
not like
got
one of those
banned?
Not banned.
on
They were
Reddit.
shitty
Yeah,
to you, not the other way around.
I know. They banned her on Reddit
About
on the
worms
craft
if you
snort.
want to. Try and stop me. Try and stop me talking about worms. I will talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You can't stop me. You can try. You can try, but it ain't gonna work.
It's
For
clear we're
goodness
not
sakes.
monetized because
Clearly
we
we
just
are
say
not.
whatever.
Likely to ever be.
No, we just say
Actually,
whatever.
can't call us grifters.
And if people
Buffalo
don't like us,
girls
watch something else.
That's right.
That's the
around.
thing. Same thing we do. If we see a podcast we don't like, we don't watch. I'm not going to
hate
waste my
watching
time
anything.
hating.
I don't have time.
No,
Oh my
I
god!
spend my
You don't
time
know how
watching
many
people I like.
podcasts. There's so many podcasts I watch the first 2 minutes of, and they just weren't for me. No big deal. They've got thousands and thousands of followers. I don't, it's okay. My feelings are not hurt if you come here just to listen to Therese and Liz and Morgan and wish I'd shut the F up. My feelings are not hurt. Each to their own.
Nobody's
Who
saying
cares?
that.
Nobody's
Yeah,
done
but
that.
you could be like, I wish
Nobody
that
said
lady
that.
in her car would shut up. And that's okay. My feelings are not
Well, they
hurt.
did say about you in your car. She's in her car.
Oh yeah, I know. You
I
were
know.
a terrible
And it
person in
was
your
so
car.
funny to see them like
Oh my
say
gosh.
that they shouldn't shame people who live in cars. Oh my
How
god.
funny.
That's pretty privileged.
I know. I have a car. I'm privileged. What I don't have is internet at home. I was considering the Starlink
Yeah.
thingy, the Starlink satellite. I am considering that, but I don't have the $600 for the equipment and the $200 a month to pay for it. So
Oh, Stesi got banned as well. That's what
Stesi
happens
got
when you defend. Yeah,
Yeah, I
She
just
was
read
defending-
it. I never respond.
I don't post.
I don't
No.
either. Yeah.
I just want to know what, just from see what's going on trend kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like the
Yeah.
designers are bad this week, or dyers are bad
who's
this
in
week,
trouble?
or who. Well,
I can't believe I can't believe Petite Knits is in trouble. Petite Knits, hello, it's in the freaking name, you moron. Petite Knits is in trouble. But then I found out it was my bodega girls. It's my bodega girls who are in trouble. And I feel conflicted because I love those girls. I like me a good Tracy and Jody afternoon, listening to their chit chat, looking at everything that's like, oh, I love that. I love that. That's just, I love that all the time. They love everything. I love that.
Well,
So
that's because
I'm
it's
a bit
sent to them for
conflicted
free.
because they got themselves into trouble.
Well,
Tracy
they
said,
admitted.
are we going to talk about this? Should we talk about this? And Jody said, you go right ahead. So now Tracy's put herself on the stake. Jody's lit the flames. And Tracy's still talking as the flames are going up over her head.
But they admitted
They're
that they
both
didn't
in
even
big
understand
trouble.
grading.
Right.
So, but they admitted they didn't
And that's
understand it to begin with.
I
You
have
know,
opinions
and
about grading too. When you try to knit 3x large for someone and it's got arms that would swallow a wheelbarrow, not everyone's armholes are 3 foot wide just because you got a big tummy and big boobs. So I have opinions about that too. Doesn't mean you get the right to try to burn me. It's ridiculous.
Because a lot of designers design that way.
Yeah. But I think I'm the only fan here on the panel for my supermarket sisters that I love. I've been watching them since the very first podcast. They're like family to me. I don't care that Jodie's husband accidentally sent her a dick pic. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care that Tracy shaves her face. Like, the stuff they talk about, it's really funny, I think, and quite interesting. And all of a sudden, one of them's in trouble for having an opinion. She really, instead of just having an opinion, she really put the shit on Petite Nitso, didn't she? Like,
Yeah,
she
to do
really
better.
went hard for her. Like, for her business, I feel like. Went hard
Yeah,
for
well,
her business.
And my point is, they admitted they didn't understand how it's done to begin with. And then to call out a designer when you don't even understand it,
Right.
that's just using your place in the knitting community to dictate policy. And that
Tracy's
irks
been
me.
knitting for a very long time. I mean, she worked in the yarn shop. They had their Lovecrafts or whatever? They had their little thing on TV, their little episodes
Craftsy.
and tips and tricks. Craftsy. Yeah, that one. Craftsy. So they've been around. They've been around the block a few times, and they know what it's like to name and shame somebody, which is exactly what they did. They could. I don't mind their criticism about being fat and wanting to have fatter jumpers if you're fat and you want it to look like the skinny model in the picture who's got 16 inches of ease. And if you want that, go for it. And if you don't like the fact the designer couldn't help you out there, you can say what you like, but why name them and then say how horrible they are, and they not how horrible they are, just how ignorant they were, and that they weren't all the way there. They were somewhat to the goalpost, but not all the way there. So they're not going to buy any of her patterns now. That was kind of like me saying, Stephen, you did not see a swastika. You bent at the knee, you bent over, and you got given it hard, and you asked for more. You know, like, I'm not going to buy any of his patterns now, so that's okay. I named him, and I'm not happy with how he dealt with a little bit of criticism about people's hallucinations on a pinwheel shawl design. I'm not going to buy from him. So I think Tracy's within her rights to say, look, I'm not going to buy from that designer anymore.
And Joe, but if it was just because, if it's just her saying, I think it should have more ease to do better, that's one thing, but not accepting that the designer chose the way they did it for a reason and graded it for a reason because of relative ease, and them not knowing that and still going after her is what I have a problem with.
Oh, yeah, because it describes, I went to look at that pattern straight away, of course, because I'm nosy like that. And it said in the description, that the larger sizes are graded with less positive ease. It actually says it, so you know before you buy it.
Well,
it's
and
not like
Kofi
you've
designs
lost
that
your
way
money.
too.
Unlike
Kofi
Stephen
designs
West's
that too.
shawl, where people paid for it first, it was a mystery, and then he decided to backpedal as fast as his fat little legs could backpedal on his Amsterdam bike. That was a different story.
Yeah. Well, the problem is,
I have not spent a dime with him since.
I'm not, and
I will at some point. I might. I'm not going to say I won't change my mind, but
Tara,
I have
I've
plenty of his designs.
Exactly. I've got books and books of his. I've got beautiful patterns that I've bought and been gifted. I've got enough that I can't knit them all, and I probably never will. So I'd rather be forced to look back over the ones that I chose because I really like them, rather than get caught up in the hype of a knit along or the next best thing. I mean, I saw his snowy galactic whatever shawl, and it wasn't anything spectacular. It was a bit sparkly, so what? So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything there. And I'm happy to call out the fact that I have already spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars with him, and I'm not doing it anymore because I think he's a weak-kneed pussy who bent down and took it. And I think he was so scared of losing money, and he was just ridiculous. His behaviour was ridiculous, and I really felt like there was no dignity there, and I lost respect for him.
I think if he had left it at, okay, here's an alternative clue, knit whichever one you want, that would have been fine.
Yeah, I
should have just left it there. It's when he went back and said, well, yes, this is a hate symbol, so don't knit it. Nobody can knit it.
It's
Is
a hate
when
symbol that
he came.
myself and all of my test knitters who have been close friends and really excellent test knitters all these years, none of us saw that. None of us saw
Yeah,
that,
it's
but
like
hey,
you threw them under the bus.
you sure did.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So no, I'm conflicted because I do like my girls, Tracy and Jodie. I really do, and I really enjoy their podcast. And I've watched every single damn one they've made, and I've enjoyed every single one of them, except when I get a little bit of a lecture. But that's what I'm doing right now. To anybody who's listening out there, is I'm giving my
But
opinion and my
Joe, the difference is
yeah.
you're not telling everybody else not to support them. You're not telling everyone else
Oh
not to
no,
support
no,
Stephen West. They were making
no,
it so that
don't
other
be
people
lying.
didn't buy Petite Net, and that's the difference. You're
Yeah,
giving your
no, I'm
opinion.
saying I have fully supported him in the past, and I have spent way too much money on his books, and I love the designs, and there's some that I want to knit twice. I'm not saying that he's a shitty designer. No, I'm just saying that I don't like how he handled what happened, and I'm very disappointed, and I think that I don't need to give him any more money moving forward. But like, these girls give their little lectures and have their little chats about what they believe in. And I'm like, good for you. It's like any of us having a chat. Like Morgan says spiders are cute and cuddly, and I say no, they're not. Some people say you need to live in Christ and be a godly person to live your life and be a believer, and I say no, that's not true for me. But we all love and respect each other just the same. And I'm just wondering, like, I am conflicted because I understood exactly what Tracy was saying, and I understood why she was a bit upset. But on the other hand, I felt like they were going out to hurt this person's business as a designer. And when you look at all of her designs, she is prolific. She has so many amazing designs, classic looks, new looks, old looks. She is a prolific designer, and her patterns are reasonably priced. Everybody seems to be happy with the knits. I don't see any complaints about design styles or features, unlike other designers whose necks are so tight you can't get your head in the jumper, or their sleeves are so tight that your bingo arms don't fit in, your tuck shop arms don't fit in.
Yeah.
So a lot of designers out there collecting money year after year after year. They're the most popular designers, and their designs really aren't up to par. Whereas Petite Knits is another one. Is it Coco? What is her name? Kokita?
Coco Knits?
No, not Coco Knits. There's another lovely lady overseas who's pregnant at the moment who knitted her own wedding dress. Who made her own wedding dress. Coco, is it Kita? She has a name that starts with
Katu Knits?
no. People are probably screaming at me from the chat. If you know who I'm talking about, the beautiful lady who does design full-time as her job, who had her own design studio in town, who's now pregnant with her first child. I'm thinking Kukovivo Kika Knits, something like that. Someone will know. Someone else will know.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
If you look on YouTube, under the heading, I made my own wedding dress or I knit my own wedding dress, you'll know who she is.
Yeah,
and
holidays, they do have a right to say it.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and we have a we have a right to call it out. So
yeah.
But you know what else they have a right to do? They also have one more thing, Liz. They also have the right to come back and go, oops, sorry, I said it the wrong way, or it didn't come across the way I meant it to, and I apologise. They have the right to do that. And that would be a nice thing to do, I think. But then, they're apologising to their own mobs. These are their own people eating them. And, hey, it came off the wrong way. Of course, I'll buy her patterns. No, they actually said, I'm sure Tracy said she would never buy her patterns because the woman didn't meet the goalposts that she expected.
I don't think they do. I don't think it was unintended. I think they intended exactly that. I think they intended to tell their 54,000 followers that you shouldn't buy this designer because they didn't make the goalpost. And they
They
hold
didn't
a
make
lot
the
of sway in
goalposts.
the
They
knitting
would,
community.
but they weren't good enough.
And I think,
And
you know,
but
if you're
it's
going to
so
do that,
ridiculous because it's in the name. It's in her photographs. Look at her. She's a petite lady. She's gorgeous. She's tiny. And her knits are really obviously inspired for people who are her frame, her size. I don't expect to look like her in one of her knits.
yes, but it's not up to us to determine what other people might think that they want to look like in a knit. See, that's their thing. They think that just because the designer designed something a certain way with a certain silhouette in mind that looks a certain way on certain sizes, they expect the designer also to design it in the way they want it, even if it isn't what they intended. And that's the problem because everybody's body is different, and plus size bodies are all different because some women are big
Yeah.
busted, some are big hips, some are, so you can't have one, you know, plus size standard because everyone's different. And
Yeah.
that's where people have to learn to modify to fit themselves.
Yeah, because
You
the
know?
whole grading thing is really ridiculous when you get to those
It is.
larger sizes.
Mhm.
Everything all of a sudden, the neckline becomes 10 times larger, the armholes. It's not really a great fit, you know. It's just
Yeah,
bigger
and that's
all
what
over.
happens when you have designers who don't care about properly grading for those sizes. And
Yeah.
it appears that with this particular pattern, petite knitter was actually grading properly under a particular
Well, you have
type
to
of,
because,
like, the relative ease grading framework. And if
yeah,
people
because
don't
somebody,
like that framework, then
yeah,
they can design it differently.
well, yeah, because if you put the same amount of ease on a 5X as you do as an extra small, the armhole's going to be
It's
down
not
below
gonna
your
fit.
elbows because they're
Right.
not
Yeah.
twice as
Looks
wide in the
ridiculous.
shoulder as somebody who,
Not
so,
flattering.
you know, that's the thing. And that's what they should have checked. They should have done some research before they called somebody out because they do have a following.
Well,
And that's when people get piled on. And that's what annoyed me. And they won't apologize. They'll make some half-assed backstab and say, "Oh, well, you know, I'm all about learning and, you know, I'll learn for the future," but they won't apologize.
Yeah.
And that
well,
irks me.
yeah, they might. I could imagine them just saying, "Oh, well, we won't discuss what happened after last week," and then that'll be the end of it. Moving on, moving
Yeah.
forward. I could imagine them doing that. Yes. I really think they owe the woman an apology for trying to cancel her business
It will never happen.
because
Well, I guess somebody
that's
pointed
what.
out, I think somebody pointed out to them a bunch of Hoagie Locatelli patterns that are use the same ease.
Oh,
And, you know, and they love
exactly.
her.
No.
So why is it,
Yep.
and she does tiny arms.
Yep.
I mean, I love her
Yeah.
patterns, but some of her boxy sweaters have skinny arms.
Yep.
And doesn't
Yep.
she forget that some women have boobs?
Yeah, on the rope lines, I had to modify it to fit me because if I did my size, it was right up underneath here
Yeah.
for the sleeves. And I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you know, I had to make it fit. But that's fine because that's my body shape, and so I
Right.
modified it because that's what you do. You
Mm.
can't design for every single body shape and every single size because some women have boobs, some have no boobs. And so what are you going to do? Make
Yep.
two different silhouettes, or do you design the silhouette you want and you put it in the sizes that you can? And if I find a pattern that's not my size, if I don't feel like modifying it, I get something else because that's what you do.
So many choices. Yeah, there's so many choices.
Yes, there's
And let's
so
be honest,
many beautiful patterns on Ravelry.
Exactly. And no designer owes you anything.
some of
For size
these
increases.
shapeless sets that are on these larger knits, you know, they're designed by large ladies. They're modeled by even larger ladies. And they're like, oh, it's the next best thing out. And I'm looking at it thinking, no, you look horrible in that cropped, ordinary, no shaped jumper. You look really shit. And if I was that fat, I wouldn't wear that. But you do you, girl. But why would you waste your money on all that yarn
Yeah.
to make that shapeless, ugly-looking jumper? They're not attractive. It puts me off buying the design even for my size because I think, well, that's pretty ordinary. And I'm not giving you, like, if it's in US dollars, it's so much more for us. You know, it's over
Well,
$10,
somebody
$15 sometimes.
somebody pointed out to Jody that, maybe she should sell large size sweater quantities for the same price she sells small size sweater quantities. If
Went
we're
with
all
that.
talking being fair,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if she's
Went with that
talking
again.
about people, doing better. So
That's another consideration when you're buying the design. Yeah, how much yarn you need to purchase for that big thing with so much ease, That's cost factor.
Well, it's like I made last year I made the the Weekender, and it is a very large sweater. And
I bought the pattern, and I
it.
never did. It's ugly.
I wear it. I wear it
You like
just
it.
to be comfortable. But I like things more fitted because I think that the boxier stuff, if you're tiny like Andrea Mowry, you can get away with that. I feel like the bigger you are, the bigger your clothes, they make you look bigger. Everybody wants to, I'm covering up stuff. No, you're not. You're not covering up anything. You just look bigger.
But I'm knitting a boxy sweater.
Wear it that much because I wear it around the house. It's also very hot.
Yeah.
But from the yarn. But yeah, I prefer stuff not tight, but more fitted because it doesn't make you look bigger.
Yeah.
But that's
well, I don't mind a baggy sweater. I think the vest is going to be too big, but that's my own fault. No fault through the design. But that's why I started on a baggy sweater, just to knit an oversized sweater to wear with black leggings or black pants. But I just don't like that neck that she's done. It is not flattering on anybody, skinny or fat. It's just horrible, that neck, that boat neck with the ribbing down the. Honestly, I've got knitting patterns from the 60s and 70s that use that. It's just so many designs I see that I believe are just copies or replicas of some of the thousands of knit patterns I've got from the 60s and 70s. I'm sure. I'm not even Stephen West. Some of the stuff he comes up with, I'm sure he gets a lot of his inspiration from vintage knits because they're all so familiar and similar to what's already been out there before. But he's making money on it. Good luck to him. Not my money anymore. But I don't like that Weekender. I know you liked it and you enjoyed making it, but I made one and I frogged it. I thought it was disgusting, and I wish I had never spent the money on the pattern. Andrew, I want a refund. Kidding, not kidding. No, just horrible. Just a horrible design. But you all like it, and
I wear it around the house, or wear it when I'm running to the store.
Yeah.
But I prefer stuff a little more fitted. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very frumpy and very ordinary, and I don't know what all the accolades about it are for. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't look special.
No.
It just looks like any.
And I did it that way. I knew it wasn't. You know what I mean? It was just a basic. Here, let me just make a garter stitch sweater that you can make real quick because it's garter stitch. That's all.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you want, something simple and basic.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Yeah.
And that's what I like about petite.
The yarn was cheap.
Some of her sweaters are so elegant. Some of her
They're
designs
classic.
are just so simple but really
Very
elegant on a
classy.
smaller person.
They're very classic lines. They don't go out of style.
It's like the Espace Tricot. A lot of their stuff is very classic, very wearable. It can, for decades you could have that stuff.
Yeah, like it'll never go out of style.
That's why I like the Audrey sweater from Knitting It Pearly. It's got that same feel to it.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say. Yep.
Yep. At some point, I'll get back to mine and finish it.
Just fingering weight.
I know, but I like fingering weight sweaters. And
where I do too. I just don't like
it. It works for most of the year, like not this week because it's freaking cold and I'm wearing.
Are you wearing your Murder Knits?
I am wearing my Murder Knits cardigan.
I thought so.
I love it.
I love that. I love that green.
It's so comfortable.
Yay!
Mine's there. there. I'll get back.
You'll
to
get
it.
to it eventually.
I will get back.
Are there any other controversies in the old knit world this week that I've missed? Because I've not gone
Just-
on Reddit or Craft Snark to see what they're doing to my supermarket friends.
Neil talks about tampons too much.
Pretty much.
Does it?
DK and Ann
Wow.
use aliases.
Anne Pinkover. Her real name
Yeah.
is an alias.
Yeah, pretty much.
You for real?
Yeah.
You for real?
Pinkava. It's
Wow, they're
Pinkava.
really grasping.
I think it's funny.
Oh, but grasping at straws. I mean, why don't
Yeah,
they
they're-
just pick on Anne for her devout Trumpness instead? I mean, that's a real thing. How
Come on,
fierce
it
was
wouldn't
she
be-
about I'm voting for Trump and you won't stop me?
I thought
Well,
it was
it's
hilarious.
just really rich that a bunch of people hiding behind,
Yeah,
Reddit
Usernames?
usernames,
little robots. Yeah.
Yeah.
are bitching about
None of you are
Yeah.
using your real names. Yeah.
going by
Oh my
her
God.
brand name, like her, like the
Yeah,
deplorable
exactly.
knitter, because she doesn't want her name out there. I'm like,
Because
Well,
she's
come on,
been
people.
doxxed before. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
what gets me is the hate watching. It's like, really, who has time for that? I don't have time to watch all the podcasts I want to watch,
Right.
let alone ones that.
exactly.
I'm always
Yeah, but you can
behind.
watch a podcast and you're not taking your hands off your needles. It's the scrolling and text
Mhm.
board, the keyboard warriors. How do they knit and crochet and type at the same time?
Yeah, and getting
Oh,
her
yeah,
father
Mr.
to
Pink.
show up in the chat.
Yeah.
Her mom shows up in the chat too sometimes, so I
And,
guess she's a fake
Mrs.
person
Pink
too.
too.
It's all of her
Mrs. Pink's
sock
lovely.
accounts.
Must be.
You know,
And
and Pinkava has
And-
like how many sock
Pinkava.
accounts?
she does not care, nor does she have the time. Have you seen what that girl is designing at the moment?
I
Tinking
know. I'm
back,
excited
frogging
for
shit,
that.
re-knitting stuff.
Using a
It's the ones
Sharpie.
who sit there on their text boards, like on the text on their phones or their keyboards, that amaze me. Just like put the phone down, get back to knitting, watch a
You can't say
podcast,
that.
chill the
Oh, but
fuck
now you
out.
can. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think they
Just watch a podcast.
knit all
Find
that
one that you like, chill out, knit a bit, crochet a bit more, and just enjoy our craft for what it is.
Well, I like the ones who make comments. Well, I don't have time to sit around and knit all day. Yeah, because you're too busy posting on Reddit all day.
You're on Reddit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
get off
my
Reddit.
favorite thing this week, my favorite thing was when they said, can't we just knit and not have to deal with all this? I was like, oh, wait a minute.
hang on a
And
minute.
then Stephen B. Isn't that what Stephen B. wanted to do?
Stephen B. And they torched that man. Oh, you have so much privilege. You can say, let's just knit. Well, you just said it.
Oh, they tried to crucify Stephen for saying, let's all, relax and enjoy it. Please enjoy your knitting. Really?
It's an escape.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
they're
Wow.
Why? Yeah, because why would a guy who owns a knitting store tell you to enjoy your knitting? It's not like marketing or anything,
Oh,
He's
mean,
a
the poor
capitalist
guy had
pig.
riots. The poor guy had
He's probably
riots within a
terrified.
block and a half of his business, and he was terrified. And he was
Yeah.
trying to just reach out to people and try to bring some peace to them.
Yeah.
He was
Nope.
letting people
Yeah,
know
like-
that he was okay.
Like
Wow.
Nathan was
Yeah.
trying to bring peace to people too. Remember that? Nathan trying to get people to get along.
Oh my
But how
God.
dare
Yeah.
how dare a gay man speak his mind?
Nathan is such a lefty. Nathan is such a lefty. God bless his cotton socks. And he was at the forefront of all the diversity changes and promoting people of different groups. He was all at the top of their peer. And they, oh my gosh, what they did to him was the most disgusting thing I've seen in my life.
That was just gross.
It is
Yeah.
disgusting. The man
Yeah, and they
is
It
reveled
was
in
the
it.
most
They
disgusting,
reveled in the
despicable
fact that he
thing
was
I've
in the hospital. That's what got me. Is
Yeah,
when they
I mean,
they
they
clapped
celebrated him being in the hospital.
Celebrated. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just gross.
she's very
Well,
sweet.
first they
I went
denied
to
it.
this
First
meeting
they
group once.
said it was
And
bullshit. And
I
then
know. Yeah, and then the woman who did it ended up in jail for something else, didn't she?
yeah, she's
One of the
not.
Yeah, I
women
think
involved.
so.
Yeah. But when he did that video afterwards and spoke what really happened in tears, that was just, I was like, okay, I'm done with these people.
Y'all see
How
my
could you
cup?
do this to this man?
You can't see what it says. It says,
No,
bless
can't
your
see it.
heart.
Aw, bless your heart.
And not always in the good way.
No, the Southern way. But that just broke my heart. And when he did
That
that,
was terrible.
his Kickstarter for his book, I was like, absolutely, I support you. And he was so sweet because if you were one of the Kickstarters, you got your name in the book.
That book is
And
intense.
he emailed everybody and asked them if they were still willing to have their name in the book before it went to the publisher because he didn't want
Wow.
anybody to get called out. And
Wow.
I was
That
like,
is so
absolutely, put
kind.
my name in there. I'm like, yep, I don't care. I
That's
supported you. I'm
somebody with
publicly supporting you.
character. That's somebody
Yeah,
with character.
absolutely. It's
And
such
I
a great
used
book.
his toe up sock pattern to make my husband's socks.
I know.
Yeah.
And my husband
Saw
loves
that.
those socks.
I
need
want to
to
learn
make them
brioche,
for myself.
but I want to learn
Oh.
his one pass brioche because he has a way of doing brioche in one row.
Ooh.
And I don't think it's in the book, but it's a technique that he's taught in classes. And
Well,
I would
look.
love to learn that. But I
Hey,
used to
I
love his
gotta get
podcast.
going.
Oh, I used to watch his
Aw,
podcast all the time.
Yeah, sorry, I got an early start tomorrow,
Oh.
so
he's gonna go hang with Oreo.
she's she, she's right over there.
Okay, she can stay there. Hi.
She watched me sleep. It's all good.
Hey, Morgan, I
Aw.
just got one thing to say.
Yep,
Go Pats. Go Pats.
that's right. Go, Pat,
Yeah,
go. Let's
yeah, we gotta
go.
play. We gotta pull for the pack now. Sorry, Tomsky.
Although I am going to root for Houston because I like the quarterback and they're playing Baltimore. And anybody who plays Baltimore, I'm on their side.
Sure.
But
Go with
otherwise,
that.
I'm going for the pack.
My team's rivalries have all lost except Buffalo. So I'm happy if anybody beats Buffalo.
You
But
unsubscribe.
It was really good to see all of you. Thanks so much
Thanks for
we
coming,
having a
miss
good
Morgan.
you.
day.
Yeah.
So
We miss
nice.
you.
We miss
I
you
miss
when you're
you
not here.
too. I miss you all too.
We don't miss Oreo, but we miss you.
We
You'll
don't
have to
know
post a
Oreo.
picture.
We
I
don't
know,
need to know
you hardly
Oreo,
know
okay?
her.
Sure you can from a distance.
One of
She
these
can't
days,
jump
I'm gonna
that far,
like puppy
Therese.
holding her and be like, "Here she is."
No.
It's your tiny little knitting needles next to her.
Yeah, it's 7
Yes.
degrees. Yeah, come out, Oreo. Yeah.
All right,
Oh, I
take care,
hate to even
everybody.
look at what the temperature is. Bye, Morgan.
Love
Bye,
y'all.
Morgan.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
She's a
Aw,
dog.
she is, and she puts up with us.
She's a good sport.
She is. But
No,
she
she
also
doesn't
chose
put
to
up
have a
with
pet
us.
spider.
That damn girl needs to have her head read. Pet spider, snakes. It's out of her ever-loving mind. Crazy woman.
Tell me,
She's a
tell me
crazy
how you really
cracker.
feel, Joe.
I'm not. She's off my Christmas card list. I am not going there. I'm not visiting. No
For 2
bloody
years
way.
and 3 months.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta
gonna make
make it
sure that
clear,
one's
just
dead
in
and nothing else is bred. What if it breeds with the fruit flies and comes up with a new species?
God, like
We're
Wuhan.
in trouble.
That's going to be a
Jurassic
problem.
Park of spiders and bugs.
A spider that flies. Oh my God.
You get some
Now I'm
fruit
gonna have nightmares, Joe. Thanks.
flies. Crazy.
Thanks, Joe. Now I'm gonna get a nightmare or two.
Flying
I know,
spiders.
right? Yeah,
See, jumping
Who
spiders are
encouraged
bad
it?
enough.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If they just started to fly, that's too
No.
much.
No.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
no, that's mm-mm.
Crazy. Crazy. Some crazy pets.
something.
I could barely
Don't let your
stand my
kids
dog.
into it.
I haven't been bitten for a couple months, so that's good.
Oh,
Oh,
is
that's
Kelvin
good.
finally settling in? Or have you determined he's afraid? Is he finally afraid of you enough not to bite you?
No, he's just, you know, he's
He's
biding his
waiting.
time. Probably. He's just waiting. Yeah.
He's waiting till she's sound asleep in bed one night. He's waiting.
Now Teresa's never going to sleep. Between spiders.
I know, between Calvin and spiders.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
So when
At
are
least
you
it can't jump
casting
from
on-
Wisconsin to Michigan.
when
What?
Boris,
Grace, yeah, when are you casting on your vest? Now that you've seen Shauna's,
I'm going to
is so
work on
pretty.
my.
I'm gonna find my
I'm going to
cord,
get.
and then I'll
I-
think about it. How far is it to Wisconsin? She lives. I think she lives outside of Milwaukee or in that area.
Yeah, so it can't
I
jump
think
that far.
it's 5 hours to Chicago.
Mhm.
So then probably like another hour, maybe. So,
Yeah.
but no, so it'll be 2 years and 3 months and 6 hours.
Yep.
I think this yarn is looking really pretty.
Oh, look at that. What yarn is that?
Oh,
Carol?
that's Tina's yarn.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
for
wow.
Tina. She
Nice.
did one, I forget what it was called. It was like One Fine Day or something like that. It was
Yeah.
like she saw a sunset and did yarn. That looks like that sunset.
I have one right here. This is Mikey's. Oh, you can't see it.
Oh, yeah, I have some more of that. I've got a few skeins of hers that I haven't
I've
used
got a
yet.
couple of hers, yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I have the Microwave one, which goes really
Microwave.
well with this orange Barocco, or no, is it Barocco? Yeah, Ultra Alpaca, the fine, the fingering weight one. It's perfect for it. So I want to find a 2-color shawl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But wish she'd get to dine again. Hope she's okay.
Mhm.
I know.
She's a good girl.
Absolutely. Okay, so new block coming out soon. So that
New
should be
block.
exciting. And
That's good.
Morgan will be doing more test knitting, and murder's on the way, and maybe Joe will get killed, maybe Joe won't get killed. Who knows? Have to keep reading.
She
No.
won't kill me off now. She can't kill me off now. I'm beloved. I'm a beloved character. She can't kill me off now that everyone's
You're
just
like
getting
Jessica
to know
Fletcher
me.
now?
Miss Marple.
There were a lot of Miss Marples, though.
Yeah,
I
there were a
know.
few.
I know, but I'm the best Miss Marple.
You're the only one who went on a podcast and dressed for it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to
That's
take
true.
advantage of. Yep. Got to take advantage.
You can wear a trench coat next week and be Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Do you know how hot it is here right now? I mean, I am sweating balls here right now. If I had
Can
any,
you send some?
it
Some of
is
that
hot.
heat?
Well, we just had a lovely rainstorm, and it's grey and humid. I mean, it's seriously humid. So I feel
Yeah.
like I'm in Louisiana.
Got the crocodiles and their lasers.
Yeah, they got the crocodiles instead of the alligators. It's just their version of Louisiana.
Alligators. Yeah, that's it. Alligators. Yeah. Whatever. I know. Same thing. They eat you.
I'm
What
wondering.
day does the next chapter drop? Do you know what day?
Sundays, I think she posts them.
I think Sundays.
Yeah.
And were you given any clues this week, Liz?
Yes,
Yeah.
Miss Marple.
Miss
Miss
Marple.
It
Marple.
was Miss Marple. That's the
Just Miss
clue.
Marple. You were
Yeah.
given, and here I am, and I didn't even know.
Oh, I thought
I
that's
thought
why you
you
did it.
knew. I thought you knew.
No.
That's why you did it.
No, I don't get told shit. Okay, I haven't read the story. I've been reading along with everybody else. I never previewed the story. I've not read it because I wanted to guess for myself. And I've already guessed. I know who done it. And I did not know what our clue was for this week. And here I am in my best Miss Marple hat.
The email. No, you didn't. Oh, that's right. You didn't. No.
Yeah, you didn't
I'm
get
not
the
on
email.
the email list. Don't send me emails. Who's got time to read that? So our clue this week is Miss Marple.
It's Miss Marple, yes.
Miss Marple.
Yeah, I seriously thought that's
Wow.
why you dressed up.
No.
I thought so too.
Well, how would
thought
I
you
get the
knew.
clue? Who would
I
tell
thought
me
you
the
got-
clue?
I thought you were on the
I
email
don't
list.
know. I don't pay attention to who else gets the emails.
Why did
I
you
don't
know
either.
Miss Marple then?
No, I'm just
Dan?
psycho, and I just worked it out.
Joe?
No,
Why
I'm not on
did
the
you dress
email
like Miss Marple?
because
Yeah, what did you?
I just read chapter 3. I read the third chapter, and I'm in there as dressed up as Miss Marple. So here I am. Because I thought, honest to God, I thought she was going to kill me first, and I thought I survived the beginning of the dinner, so I'm still here. So I wanted to dress up in case I'm dead next week. That's why I dressed up today. I'm celebrating
Well,
that.
you're also the clue, so there you go.
There you go. It's a
Oh, screenshot
January
this, Amy.
miracle.
Look, Amy, look. I had no idea. That was our clue for this week. I've been waiting this whole time to find out, and that's why I asked when does the next chapter drop. Because I'm not going to change my mind. I know who done it. I know. But there might be more than one murder.
There could be
I hope it's not me.
or not.
There may have
You never know.
already been 2 murders.
So
I mean, it's New
That's
Orleans.
right.
There's
Yeah, but I want to stay and eat the creme brulee. I don't care that Jack thinks he's burnt it. I mean, burnt creme brulee is the bomb.com. I don't
No, I
care
guess
that Jack was
whole
muttering
point
under
is
his
that
breath
all
about
burnt.
being ruined.
yeah.
No one can ruin a creme brulee. Nobody.
Just scrape off the really
Seriously.
burnt parts and just.
I hope Amy's already planning the story for next year.
I know, right?
Now that she started it, it's going to have to be a thing.
I hope I get murdered.
Oh. No idea.
Yeah,
Miss
Teresa's going to die by
Marple.
spider bite.
What does that mean?
Yes.
What does that mean, Miss Marple?
This spider will jump on me into my mouth and bite me.
Or choke you.
Bless my heart.
Miss Marple will have to give you the Heimlich.
Oh, river
Just make
dance
sure
on your
you
back.
have. Everyone needs to make sure they have their EpiPen.
Yeah, right. That's a thing. And someone said peanuts, but I was thinking, hang on, did they not? Amy will probably kill me for this because we're not supposed to discuss the clues or things. But I'm thinking while I was reading it, does gumbo have peanuts in it? I thought gumbo had
No.
shrimp in it.
No, gumbo doesn't have peanuts.
No.
There's no peanuts in gumbo.
No. And there's
So
no
why
potatoes either.
Why did somebody
There's no
say
potatoes.
peanut allergy if you read it? That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give away anything, but didn't someone mention a peanut allergy? And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, dude. I haven't had gumbo, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't have peanuts in it.
Does not.
Well, gumbo might not be the only thing for people to eat.
They
You
do
know.
eat other stuff in New Orleans.
Yeah, they do. They do eat other stuff in
Mhm.
New Orleans.
Hmm. I'm saying if you've read it already, just go back and read it again.
I'm going to.
Just read it again. Because there's lots
I
of
know
detours and speed bumps there. And I'm on a straight path. I'm not getting sucked in by some of that stuff. I know who
Okay,
done it.
I know as much as we don't care about the craft snarkers, I'm just waiting to see one of them talk about Anne using a Sharpie.
They're gonna get all judgy.
That's the part I'm waiting for.
For Ann doing what?
Using a Sharpie on her yarn.
Oh, sure.
Did you miss it?
You know what?
Yeah,
It was
Therese was it. Therese told her to use a Sharpie, the second thing she was talking about.
Oh, on the Nerdrotic. the Nerdrotic hat
Yeah.
because she thought she
Well,
was going to
yeah.
run out of yarn. And I was like, just
Yeah.
use the yarn.
He was sharp because she already did. I don't.
You know what? It's such a small part of it. It was
I
like that.
know.
So
It was just funny because their reactions. Janessa's reaction was hilarious. Her face was just like in horror when he
It
and
is
Molly
kind of a
and
horror.
Holly from Mystery Mouth posted in the chat like what? That was hilarious.
I feel like
How
we've
did you
all done some kind of heinous knitting thing,
Knitting crime.
Yeah. So
did you see Holly dress up on her podcast?
I haven't
She
watched
Holly
did.
it
dressed
yet.
up on
No, I'm
It was
behind.
very cute.
I'm behind.
Holly, I
It's
watched
on my
it.
list.
You
I haven't watched.
inspired me,
I haven't
Holly.
watched the new PIK yet, so I've got to watch those
Oh,
two
she
tomorrow.
Watch that.
made me laugh. Holly made me laugh because you'll see when she does it, but she's doing this a lot. You'll see. She's so funny.
I'm behind. That's why I said the hate watching. I can't because there's so many things I want to watch. Not just knitting, but like
I know.
political stuff.
Exactly.
Or
Oh my
like,
gosh,
you
like
know,
Gary
all the people
streams
we
way
watch.
too much.
I know. I can't on
Plus all the
Fridays. It's
stuff
like
on
that's the
Netflix
entire
and
day,
blah 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 blah.
and
I
that's
don't have
just that's just Geeks and Gamers, and then their individual streams, and then
Right.
Gary's Lulu
Nerdrotic.
streams,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
Chris Gore's movie reviews, and it's like and Critical Drinker.
but you
It's
can
like
knit
Well,
I don't
and then
have
I
time
watch.
to watch.
while you watch shows.
Then I watch
Yeah, but
like
you're only
War
awake so
World
many hours.
when it plays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Right.
I spent how long was Mahler's? Like Mahler did a he did an EFAP
Yeah, I know.
on Godzilla
I
minus
started
one.
it.
That was
Yeah, I
3
can't-
hours and 40 minutes, which is longer than the movie.
Wow.
I mean, of course, that Mahler does that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
But yeah,
I just don't have enough hours in a day to watch everything and read books and listen to. No, there's just
well,
No.
I
I
know,
wonder
and
what would
now
happen if, like, at a meetup, like all these knitters showed up and just like
but,
fangirl.
I want a Nerdrotic hat, and then I want her to do a Geeks and Gamers and
or they all sat in a group and just sat knitting.
you know what? That they wouldn't care because of Carrie, and they know that we're
Oh, they know. All you have to do
They
is
know.
say, "I'm one of Carrie's knitters," and then
Yeah.
all like automatically you're cool.
yeah.
I already told my husband when they come back to Vegas, we're going because I couldn't go
Yeah.
soon the last time. So because you
Gary
had that,
mentioned doing something in San Antonio in August,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Uh,
I'm gonna have to take the kids. We're already
Mhm.
planning
Come on,
on
Gary.
the Dallas Fan Expo, and
Oh, okay.
do
Gary
something in-
is doing Anime Matsuri again,
Yep.
and then he's
do
gonna do San
something
Antonio.
in. I wouldn't say Detroit because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But how about Cleveland? Like somewhere.
do you have a logo yet for the fellowship?
How funny was the intro to Gary's 10-year anniversary pod stream?
Yeah.
How funny was that? It was all
Oh, yeah.
just nothing. I
yeah.
laughed. You can hear him breathing in the background.
Yeah.
And that's all you could hear. And then he goes, "Oh shit." And I just laughed so hard.
So funny.
Have you gotten your logo for the fellowship of the string yet?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What's going on with
Coming
those?
down.
No.
Spring?
Because then we need to have Anne make a pattern so we can all have hats.
Yes. The
No,
So
fellow.
then when
I
we
haven't done
go-
any of that stuff yet.
That's okay. You're busy.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. Plus you're
Yeah.
teenagers. I sympathize.
Okay, well maybe next week I'll have some knee-high socks. If I don't
Well,
have to
and-
frog them back.
I have a
Hopefully
husband
by
who
next-
I
needs to
think
be
when you're
taken
done,
care
I
of.
think you should send them to me.
Okay.
They would look
What's your
really
shoe
good on me.
What's
Be
your shoe
careful when you
size,
ask for it,
Therese?
Therese. You never know what she'll send you.
US. What's your shoe size?
Oh, 10.
A 10.
Yeah,
Really?
you don't have
So
enough yarn.
That's right, you and Amy.
If they're too big for me, I'll send them to you. I can't believe I knit the whole length, like over a foot
can't
of sock
believe that.
tube.
That yarn
it's
is
just
like-
gorgeous, though. I love
It's
that color.
beautiful yarn. It's
Do
really
you?
pretty yarn.
I've got lots of colours. I bought 10 skeins. Actually, I bought 11 because I bought a murder knit skein. Don't tell anyone. I got a DK murder knit skein as well. But I bought 10 skeins of fingering that she took from my photographs and dyed. So pretty narcissistic of me. But yeah, this is cool. If you missed this earlier, guys,
It's
I'm
so
knitting
pretty.
knee-high
so
socks. If you're just joining us towards the end, if you can't sleep, there it is. Vibrant iris. So it's got purples, orange, apricot, peach. It's pretty cute. And I did a nice rib, stretchy
that would look
rib.
really good. That would look really good with my coloring.
It would, yeah.
Would it? Because not mine. That's why I'm going to put it as socks. Look, I could have made you long.
Oh, you
long
could have made
mittens.
sleeves. Yeah.
I'm taking a poll. Who thinks Joe should dye
That's
her
how
hair
long
blonde?
it is from my elbow.
Don't you think Joe should
It's
go
getting
blonde?
there. I'll finish
She's
some
already
more off
blonde. Look
tonight.
at her.
with the hair.
I know, but she should
I did
go
all that.
real blonde.
Watching podcasts. I watched everyone. Mystery Mouse, Shauna, everyone.
I think we
Oh,
lost
Shauna's
Jared.
knee-high socks.
Shauna's the queen of socks.
Yeah.
She's the queen of socks.
And Morgan did a podcast as well, so I watched that as
I
well.
watched Morgan.
Yeah.
I watched Morgan. I
Watch
watched
Morgan.
Shauna. I just have to watch.
I get lots of
Tanya
knitting
and the
done if I
last
just put the
PIK.
headphones on and ignore the world and just knit till I fall asleep at night.
And Stephanie just did another one too.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
haven't watched that one either.
I haven't seen it yet.
I can't catch up.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's so many, and all those people, the snarkers, they complain. Did you read this? The one day they were complaining because all the podcasts are rehashes of what people did in 2023, and everything's boring. It's like
I did not knit a ranunculus, okay?
I did. All the
Even though
comments
that
though
was my
were
knit along. Yeah.
all the comments were people. Well, I could do a podcast. I bet I could do an interesting podcast. Great, do one.
Do it.
Or if
I'm
you
not
don't like the
gonna
ones
watch
you're watching, just watch somebody else's. You know, I mean, now you're telling people what they can and cannot podcast on. It's like they put out what they want to put out. If you don't like it, watch something else.
Right.
I guess
I don't understand. I just don't.
I guess it's really like if you're interested in watching, it's probably the reason why that person's podcasting. If they're just having a chat like us, you might like to kick back, you know, and just listen while you knit. But we're not here to sell you anything or tell you to buy anything, or you know, like we're not promoting anything. So some people like that kind of stuff. I like that with the grocery girls because I get to see what's new that I wouldn't otherwise find, or what, you know, I get to see what's happening in the knitting world that's new designs, new yarn. But if you just want to have a chat, why not do a podcast?
Yeah.
I love listening to people who are just sitting back by themselves in their knitting room and just chatting. You don't have to
That's why I
set it
like
up with
Tara's.
There's like two
That's why I like Tara's because hers is interesting. Because yours isn't just knitting. You talk about other stuff.
Right.
And you know, I learn stuff every time I watch your podcast.
Oh yeah.
So I enjoy that because it's, you know, it's not the typical.
I think Shauna's just sort of sitting in the corner of a room, isn't she? And I love listening to her. She's up early in the morning before anybody else wakes up, and she's just having a chat. And I really enjoy listening to her and knitting along while she's showing what she's making and what she's up to. There's no big sell. There's no big sell.
Yeah.
We're not selling yarn I mean, I sell patterns, but that's not the reason we do this podcast. That's separate.
Well, I think there's two different kinds. Well, there's maybe three different kinds. There's the ones that are people who have a yarn business or design business. And so it's gonna be geared towards their yarn and their patterns. And
right.
That's fine. And they have other
doing
whatever. Then you have the people in between, and they're people that I like that they're just fun, like Chevy Rell or the cocktail hour at the Coop Girls. You know, they're just fun and they're just, you know. And then there's like ours, or Knitting Wars, where it's more like FNT, which is what we wanted, you know. Just everybody sitting and talking. And most of the shit we talked about tonight was not knitting.
No,
No.
You know,
because I mean,
We
when you
just-
go to a knit night, do you really just talk about knitting, or do you talk about other stuff?
You
Everyone
talk
I've
about
ever been to, you talk about everything. So
right.
to say, oh, they couldn't
Yeah.
talk about this on a knitting podcast, that's crazy. We did this because we
Yeah.
wanted to hang out and we don't get to see each other in person.
Right.
So we get together and then we
Well,
get our
we
friends who have
were
their own podcast on too. You know, we invite
to
people
be
on to chat with them.
to go back right to the beginning though, Liz, people don't know we've been chatting for years, and
Right.
we all used to chat together in a Zoom, but then some people couldn't make it. So then you, Therese, and I found that there was always one day a week where we could get together and talk, and we would just talk for a couple of hours and then feel bad that our other girlfriends were missing out on what we were
Right.
talking about. And we felt like
Mhm.
we really wanted to include our friends. I mean, that's really why I
Exactly.
wanted to jump on
Yeah.
this, because we said, oh, like, it feels really weird not having the whole group of girls from the knitting night joining in. So we just thought we'll podcast it. They can catch up later. They can join us if they can. Anybody
And
can join us. We've said so many times, if you don't
Yeah,
know
if you
us
wanna
and you
come
haven't
on.
met us, that's okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Contact Liz
Yeah, just-
Clothier.
Or
Contact
yeah,
Liz
just say,
Clothier.
hey, I would like to be on.
Yeah.
I mean, how
That's
many
it.
wonderful
Have
people have
some.
we met through this? We've met so many
You don't
wonderful
have to
people.
have this, you don't have to have the same opinions. You don't have to have the same beliefs. You might be a different craft altogether other than crochet and knitting. Come, jump on. You want to come and chat if you're lonely, if you want to make new friends. That's all we were doing initially, was just chatting to keep each other from going crazy in this crazy clown world.
Well, and
And
that's
then
the thing.
we were like,
I'm looking around my room and I'm seeing cross stitch. I'm seeing sewing. I'm seeing
Mhm.
weaving. I'm seeing, you
Mhm.
know, yeah, okay, way too much shit, you know. but then we can have cross stitchers, okay?
Yeah.
We can have
Yeah.
weavers. You don't have to knit. You don't have to, you know.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
we're
have to cry.
totally inclusive. We're totally inclusive because some people like spiders, some people don't like spiders. So, you know,
You know,
everybody's
people eat
welcome.
horses. Some
You
people
know,
don't.
you really,
And we let
I
Neil
just hope
on
that
too,
you can
so
laugh at
you know.
yourself.
Yeah, we let Neil on, so you know.
Yeah, we let Tomsky come here, for goodness sakes, you know,
Right?
like, I think really
I mean,
the only
clearly
thing
we're
I
not.
would hate,
Yeah.
the only thing I would hate is to have somebody come on and feel like I'm taking the piss and be offended. We're just here to keep each other sane each week. So sometimes we do poke fun at each other, and we don't mean it in any
Exactly.
bad way whatsoever.
Yeah, and we really would like Tabitha to come on
Yeah.
sometime when she can
Him,
finally
him.
figure it out.
Yeah,
Because we miss you. We miss you so much, Tabitha.
No.
we're
You
just
have
here
no
to
idea how
chat.
much we miss you. And
Oh,
we
I
know you're
miss you
busy
so
and you've got
much,
things
Tabitha.
going on, but we miss you.
Miss you heaps. Yeah. Miss you heaps, Tabs. But that's, again, here we are. We're talking, and we're talking to you, Tabs. We miss you. And we want to see what you're knitting and what you're looking at and what yarn you've been buying that you shouldn't be buying. You know, like, miss you tons, girlfriend, because we haven't chatted for ages and we haven't Zoomed for ages. It's just a place to come and be. And if you want to listen to us in the background, good. If you want to snark and bitch about me while I'm saying shit, I don't care.
Okay.
Go your hardest. Go your hardest.
Not a
Because guess
damn
what?
thing.
If you've taken up half an hour of your day and you've had some fun or you've got some opinions now, great. Fantastic.
Well, we don't care. We don't care if you agree or disagree. It's just about, you
No.
know, just chatting. You know.
Respect. Yeah. I like meeting new people. My name is Joe Bob. I like meeting new people. That's it.
You remember when she became Joe Bob? It's been
Well,
years now.
the Waltons. The Waltons is
I
my
know, but-
all-time favourite. Oh my gosh, all you guys who used to watch Michael Langdon and House on the Prairie, that didn't do it for me. I was not a fan of that show. I would never sit down and watch that show. But every time the Waltons came on TV, oh my gosh, I love that show. I love that program.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the good nights. Good night, Mary
Yeah.
Ellen. Good night, Tim
It's
Bob.
so sweet.
Oh,
It's just sweet. Yeah.
the
It was
mum
family
and
life, and
dad.
family has ups and downs, and
Right.
family has drama, and family has, you know, issues, and You
It
know,
was an amazing show for me growing up. And, you know, yes, I'm in my other side of my 50s and, you know, I love that. I love that show. It really.
We don't talk
But I
about
also
that.
used to watch. Hey, I used to watch another show you probably know. And what's it called? I used to watch another program you would know, but it had a song that was really quite specific that you would know. And it was about a lion and a chimpanzee.
Tarzan or Born
Someone
Free.
would know
Lion and
it. It was a show I used to watch on TV that was American and had a great song at the beginning of it.
The
It had
only
a
one I know
lion.
with a great song
Was it
is
a cross-eyed
Courtship of
lion?
Eddie Smelter. What?
Was it like
I'm trying to
Clarence the
think.
Cross-eyed Lion or something and a monkey in the program?
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of the show.
And what about Bonanza? I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Bonanza.
Bonanza.
To watch Bonanza.
Oh, my mom loved that
My
show.
dad loved that. Yeah.
And yeah,
I used
Big
to watch
Valley.
So yeah.
The Rifleman.
Yeah.
All
Right.
those.
Yeah, the rifle.
What's the one Clint Eastwood was in? Dang it, where he was Wagon Train.
What? Every which way?
When he was young, Clint Eastwood, when he was just starting out, I think it was Wagon Train he
Oh.
was in. He was in a
Oh, I
TV
don't
series,
know.
a black and white TV series. Yeah, when he was very young. Used to, because the reruns used to come on, and it would be that, and then the Rifleman,
The Rifleman.
and they were both black and white. You know, before they invented color, as my
Oh, back
niece
when you used to
say.
have to get up off your bum and change the
Go
clicker,
change
turn the
click,
dial
little-
around for mum and dad.
Yeah, Rawhide. That's it. Thank you, Jean.
Rawhide.
Rawhide. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother used to say my parents had children just so they'd have someone to change the channel on the television to fix the antenna. You know,
Tiny little
we were
black
the remote
TV.
control.
My dad used to make me stand at the back of the TV and hold the coat hanger and move the wire around. And he'd go, don't move, don't move. Didn't matter. I couldn't see the frickin' television as long as he could watch the news. Oh my gosh. He used to make me stand
We were so
there.
happy.
Like, don't move.
We were
Don't
so
move.
happy
You're
when my dad got the antenna on the top of the house. It
And
was
you could
automatic.
hear it.
So
You could hear it going.
we were moving.
Yep. I can hear it. Yep.
And
We
when
didn't have
we would get
antennas
freezing
that
rain,
moved.
they would ones that would be on the top of the house, and it would move to
Yeah.
get the signal. And
Yeah.
when it was freezing rain, my dad would have to go out there and knock the ice off it so it would move.
That is so posh. Ours were just stuck hard. Ours were just bolted on wherever they thought the signal was coming from, and that's all you got. They didn't move. They weren't like fancy like yours. They were just shoved on the roof, and that was it. And bolted to the tin roof. That's all.
I can hear it. You turn the dial, and I
And you
can
can hear
hear
that
it
moving.
going.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys had the best stuff. No, my folks are really like, you know, my dad used to make me follow him with the lawnmower and the garden rake, and I used to have to rake up all the grass behind him as he went up and down and did strips. Don't matter that he had a fucking catcher to go on the back of the mower. No. He used to make me go up and down behind him and rake it up. I think that was Mum's way of getting us out of the house on a hot, summer's day. And we used to do the
We
slip
have a
and
catcher.
slide.
And David can't figure out how to put it on the machine, on the mower.
You know what catchers
mower
are good
has a
for?
catcher.
Chicken beds. We use old mower catchers for chicken beds. They love to roost in them and on them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did you ever do slip and slide? Like we used to do it in our front yard. It was the flattest part of the yard. So we used to do slip and slide in the front yard and have the sprinkler hose with all the holes in it and lay it out and just run up and down in it.
Yep.
Oh,
We
the
used to do
things
that
we
too
used
because we didn't have a pool. We weren't rich, so we didn't have a pool. So we had the
No.
sprinkler.
Oh, we never
We had a
had a
pool.
pool. No.
We
We
had a
didn't have a
pool.
pool. I'm glad because I wish we would have had a pool, but my parents said no. They were not paying for a pool. They could just run in the sprinkler and go to the Y.
Fun in the sun. And yeah, and now I have
Yeah.
all these sun cancers to cut out of my face. Oh my goodness. But it was worth it. We had so much fun outside, always outside as kids.
Oh yeah. We were
Always up at
never in,
3.
I was never in a house. Ever.
Yeah,
No.
me either. It's always up a tree,
Family
making a
little
cubby
cartoons,
house.
and then you're out. Yep.
And there was always somebody's mom watching. So even if it wasn't
Mhm.
your mom, somebody's mom in the neighborhood knew where every kid was.
Mhm.
And if you didn't come home when the lights went out or when the lights turned on, you
Oh,
had like 10 minutes to get home from when the street lights came on,
the
or else
police would be
you were in
called.
trouble.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't get the police.
Gosh.
We just had to deal with my mother. Where
Oh,
were you?
I was feral. I mean, I was outside.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we moved to New Jersey, we lived in a rental house while they were building our house.
Yeah.
And our house was one of the first ones built in the neighborhood. So when we moved in, the rest of the neighborhood was construction. And we'd run around the
Wow.
construction sites and in these half-built houses with holes for the basements.
Oh
And
yeah.
our parents, we could have fallen in and broken our necks and they wouldn't have known till the
Oh, yeah.
lights went on, because we weren't
Yeah. I
home.
was out in the woods. I was in the woods all day long, and
Yeah, but now it's like, nope, can't let your kid 5 feet away from you outside or, you get written up as a parent. But
We had
I don't
no
know.
fear of anything, did we? I remember our house once backed onto a big paddock, and then there was a river, and the riverbank was quite a way down. And my cousin backed into a hole he found, like it was a little cave, and there was a machete knife in there that he cut his leg on. We
oh,
weren't scared. We didn't think. We never stopped and went, "Oh, what's in the hole?" No, we were playing hide and seek, and he backed into that hole with his shorts on and nothing else on, and cut his leg open on a machete that was hidden in there by somebody. We didn't have any fear. We climbed all the trees right to the top.
mhm,
We went across the creeks barefoot,
mhm.
and
Yep.
I remember once I got a stick right through the bottom of my foot, all the
Oh.
way from the toe down towards the heel. It went in the skin.
Ooh,
I got punched for that one. I got strapped for that one. I slipped off a little mossy rock, and the stick went straight through the bottom of my foot to the
Oh.
other side.
I can feel that.
Ouch.
Yeah.
my aunt stepped on a piece of glass. She was on her way to get a switch because she had gotten in trouble, and she went out and
Oh.
stepped on a piece of glass, tore up her foot, had to have stitches. And after she
Ooh.
healed, then she still got her switching.
Oh, I reckon. I wish I had
That's
have known when I
terrible.
was a kid. If I had bought shares in the wooden spoon factory, I would be a multi-millionaire now. My dad
That's right.
busted so many wooden spoons across my backside. It's not funny. So many.
My mom's was the wooden hairbrush.
Oh.
She had one of
Ouch.
those heavy wooden hairbrushes, the
My
flat ones.
mother. We had a.
Paddles.
It was basically a. I don't know, a 4x1. It was called the Board of Correction.
I know what you're talking about.
Sorry. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I know what she's talking about.
Gen X is different. We are
Yeah.
different.
We're tough. We
Yeah,
survived
but you
it.
know what we took? But we took our punishment. We
Oh,
took our
shit, yeah.
punishment and moved on because
Mm.
we knew what we were doing wrong and we did it anyway. Oh yeah, my
Yeah,
mother
well-
hated it because I wouldn't cry when she spanked me. I wouldn't react.
Yeah.
It used to drive her crazy. But it was worse when my dad
So
came home
bad.
because he'd be disappointed and I'd have to tell him what I did wrong. And that was worse than getting spanked was
Oh,
the look
that
of
was the
disappointment on
worst.
my dad. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's wrong with us, Craft Snark. You want to bitch about us, go right ahead. We were all belted as children. We were naughty little shits.
yeah,
Go there. Go there. That's what's wrong with us. Who cares?
all the trauma from our childhoods. It's
Yeah.
affecting
We're
us
not going to
now.
put up with your bullying bullshit. Yeah. We had enough of it when we were kids.
Yeah. All right, ladies, we probably need to finish this up. We've been on a really long time.
Yeah, here
Yeah,
we
it's
said,
getting
we're not
late.
going to be 2 hours. Okay.
Trace needs to go to bed.
Oh,
It's late for
Everyone's
her.
time. I'm back to work tomorrow.
Oh
It's
no.
been a long day.
Oh,
Oh no. Well, we're so glad you made it.
Thank you for
Sarah,
joining
for
us.
coming. It was fun.
And we can't wait to
Yeah.
see your next
Mr.
episode.
Morgan.
It's funny. I'm wearing my St. Bridget's shirt, and my son, he goes, "Mom, I don't want to assume anything, but what is that, like your yarn club symbol on your shirt or something? Because I don't know about that." I'm like, "No, it's St. Bridget's cross." He goes, "I go, it's not a hate symbol, okay?"
It's a yarn club symbol.
Wow. I want to get in
I
that
Well,
club.
know.
it kind of. He's like, "Well, it kind of looks like it." I'm like, "No, it is not a hate symbol. It's St. Bridget's
Uh,
cross." Looking.
mine's Russian Orthodox, so that automatically makes it a hate symbol because
Oh,
Russia.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just.
Oh, whatever.
The world's a crazy place. Just gonna say that.
I'm gonna just be quiet about all that.
Are you?
So, Miss Marple, it's good to see you.
So
Thank
glad you
you.
joined us.
Thanks for having
I
me,
love
and
it.
thank goodness I didn't talk over you too much, I hope.
No.
Well, thank goodness you could hear us this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
You didn't have to have
goodness.
Amy
I don't
doing
have to
sign
say,
language
Joe.
Okay.
or Amy doing sign
Before we
language to try to.
go, my car keys, right, Tara? Look what my mum brought me back from one of her visits.
Aww.
Aw,
Oh, cute.
My little babushka. I have this
Aw.
on my key ring because Mum bought it back for me from one of her trips.
I
So I
love
don't
it.
care
Very
what
nice.
you'll say about Russia. She went there and she had a beautiful time and brought me back this little souvenir. I love it. Turns around, my little
cool.
babushka. Yeah.
I have a
Aw.
stitch marker with the little doll.
On my keychain with me all the time, just to remind me about my mum, who I don't get to see
We
now that
always
she's
have
moved
to
to
support the
another
innocent
state.
people, right?
Yeah, the people who don't have a
Yep.
say,
Right.
who don't make policy,
Right.
who
We
just try to
support
live their
We
lives.
don't have a say where we're born or who we're born to, none of us. We're just lucky to be here.
Hmm. So thanks everybody who stuck with us. I know it was a long day, especially with Knitting Wars.
Yes.
We won't do that again. We promise.
No.
We won't.
And we'll probably be back next Monday, usual time. And hopefully some people will join us and hang out and chat and see how it goes. And everybody
Check out who done
check
it.
your stories, read the story, check your clues, and see what happens. Because there could
See
be
what
some
happens
twists and
to Joe
turns
Bob.
along the way. That's right. See what happens to Joe Bob.
I want to be there for the end because I think I know who done it.
Okay. All righty. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Right.
Everybody.
Good night. See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.